And now they've added a go live button. Damn it.
All right, well, once more with feeling.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to United Adventure Company for reals this time. Somebody forgot to hit the go live button in the production booth. But hey, they did it the second time, so second time's a charm. Thanks for tuning in today. Glad to have you all with us. We're going to do the spiel once again. This is your cast for Tyranny of Dragons, Rise of Tiamat. We've got Diamond playing Teo, Shrike with Owen, Smug with Donnar, and Sam with Garo, our heroes that we've been playing for over a year in calendar, and it's been several years in game. These guys have just been jam up and awesome, and it's been a pleasure to run this campaign with y'all. So thank you so much for being a part of it. Also, want to say thank you so much to our newest subscriber. Thanks so much to you for hitting that subscribe button. You can also go down in the link and not only join us here on the YouTube, but in our Discord channel as well, so that you can chat with us, hang out with us, talk with us about all the cool games that we play. We've got some new stuff coming up this fall. Once this game ends, we're going to kick off a Call of Cthulhu campaign that should take us through the end of the calendar year. That's the hope anyway. What else we got? What else? Oh, Patreon. Hey, yeah, how can I forget our Patreon members? I didn't. I was just kidding with you guys. Our Patreon supporters, thank you so much to Wolf Design, Aaron, Nathan, and all the others that are in there giving us the great love of Patreon support. You help us pay the bills, renew our Zoom subscriptions, and buy modules and games, and cool little giveaways. Probably during our last episode of this one, we'll be doing another dice giveaway. So make sure you tune in for our last episode in a couple of weeks of this campaign. Oh, did I just let the cat out of the bag? Oh, I did. This is the next to last episode.
Hopefully.
Probably. It may be the last episode. It just depends. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Hopefully nothing goes terribly wrong and nothing goes terribly right.
That was my out loud evil dungeon master laugh. I'm sorry. No, when we last left our heroes, we're going to jump right back into it because we are running a little shorter on time because we got somebody hit the go live button late. I'll get a hold of those production assistants later and we'll sort that out. That's going in their permanent record.
Yes, of course.
So we're going to jump back in here. Garo and Donnar were hanging out in the bedroom of the tower here, and Owen and Teo had just completed searching the study, the large circular rooms, obviously a library. They sorted through it, found a bunch of really interesting books. Teo shoved them all in his bag of holding for safekeeping for later, and they then began searching around the rest of the room. I think that is exactly where we left off. You had rolled an investigation roll of 24 is what you rolled, Teo, and on that 24 you found 2 secret doors in this room. You have one there, and you have one here. I'm going to switch the stream view over to the maps. And I'll ping those one more time. So there's a secret door here, and there's a secret door here. You found both of them. I think you might be muted. Or you lost audio again. No bueno.
Seems like, yes, we can't hear you at all.
We could hear you a minute ago. Not now, though. We'll give you a minute. While you sort that out, let's jump upstairs to the bedroom and see what our 2 loafers, Donnar and Garo, are doing. Just chilling and hanging out. What? You just gave the blue dragon mask to the dragon, who somehow, despite your trying to do so, this dragon was able to fly in here and take the dragon off of the balcony from you.
Yeah. I mean, the cult's been in here for a while, so I don't see why they couldn't have just messed with the magic. We've already seen that the cult has quite a few powerful wizards, but one very important. Oh, go on.
Garo's not just chilling. He's meditating, regaining his ki. He was anticipating probably needing to fight that dragon, but was a little surprised that Donnar's plan succeeded. And so...
Yes, and I have a fairly good feeling that once that dragon gets to the place where the dragon masks are being held, once they find out that the mask is a fake, that dragon is going to be killed.
Oh, that would be good. Oh, well, that would be good. There's my Garo voice.
There's good.
So you're telling me the dragon flew up, he took the mask, and they seemed to think it was real. I guess that does buy us a little bit of time.
Yes. Normally, I'd like to be more certain than this, but I thought it was worth it for saving what was left of the town, and I'm fairly confident in the assessment of Bahamut as to whether something as important as the dragon mask is real or fake.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's a little bit of a shame, though. I know you wanted to save those villagers, but it was kind of the perfect bait.
It was.
Anyway, I'm not worried about it. We'll face whatever comes, and Garo goes back to meditating for the rest of this short rest hour.
Donnar really wanted to head off and explore with the rest of the party, but he was locked out because they took the key that you needed to get into the basement level into the basement, which may have been a poor decision, but we didn't think of that at the time.
Yeah, I did think it was a sort of a strange decision, but I'm sure they'll be careful and not poke anything dangerous that could get them killed.
Yeah, I will pretend to be sure as well. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, as y'all continue to take your short rest there, jump back down into the bowels of the dungeon.
We'll see if my audio is working.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
I can click buttons.
Good job.
All right. So I'll let Owen know that there are a couple of secret passages here, and ask him, which one do you think, left or right?
Oh, we need to go to both of them. Hang on. So, I guess we can start with left first.
We will take the left secret passage and do a quick exploration.
All right. Who fell off? Remind me, who fell off the walkway?
That was me and
It was me too.
Garrett.
Okay, you and Garo. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. All right. As you
Hey, I've been here before.
bingo, you recognize this immediately as a room that you've been in before.
Huh. Did you find anything in here?
It looked pretty barren.
Yeah, it was just a desk with some old ink quills and wells for ink that was all dried up. But
Any paper or anything like that?
no.
Any journals, books?
Nope. It just several dried up ink pots, quill pens, and a single chair occupy the basically center of this otherwise empty room. So saith the book description.
All right. An otherwise empty room. Well, it doesn't look like there's much here except a couple of clay pots or ink pots and pens. Should we head back and meet up with the others?
Sure. Did you want to check out the other side?
Oh, yes. Why
The other
not?
door?
Let's check the right door.
All right. As you go into the right door, as I'm clicking 15 windows to get everything set up. This room is about 10 feet taller than the room that you just came out of. A circular pane of crystal 10 feet in diameter hangs vertically in this chamber, anchored to the ceiling, walls, and floor by chains. A scene of roaring fire can be glimpsed within the crystal. In front of the crystal is an ornate rod set into the floor.
Wow, that's a lot cooler than the other room.
Let's see. We've got an ornate rod and crystal, or portal window kind of thingy. Can I try to investigate, see if I can figure out what we're looking at?
You can, yeah. Can roll a wouldn't be investigate, probably a nature.
A nature. Oh.
Oh, and it doesn't look of this realm, of this plane. It looks, and as you're kind of looking at it, you see that this rod looks like it can be moved.
Like removed or just moved in a slot or
Moved in a slot, or yeah, just kind of moved around.
And so I'm going to ask Kateo, so we can move this. What do you think?
Let me see if I can manipulate that from a bit of a distance here. Why don't we step back away from this crystally area thing a bit, and I'll try to I'm going to get about 30 feet away from the rod, use Mage Hand, and see if I can manipulate the rod at all.
Yeah, the mage hand does not seem to be able to move the rod.
Odd.
Looks like you just can't get quite enough force on it. It gets to a point, and then the mage hand just
Mage just passes through.
passes through it. Yep.
Well, that didn't quite work. I will search to see if I can find any tripwires, traps, or any other mechanism type things.
All right, make an investigate on that. Nope, doesn't appear to be trapped. It is a mechanism of some kind. You can't tell what kind. But it doesn't appear to have a trap or anything associated with it. It looks like that it definitely has something to do with this mirror crystal thing.
I'll walk up to. What is this rod attached to? Is it just in the floor?
Yep.
Is it on a?
Oh,
it's just into the floor.
Kind of into the floor. Yep.
Which is the rod pointing in particular direction, like towards anything specific right now? Or?
No, it's just vertical, perpendicular to the floor, center of the crystal.
Is it directly below the crystal?
Yeah, it's like right in front of the crystal.
Front of the crystal. And if it's movable, which way does it move?
Left and right.
Left and right. Okay.
Oh, and I'm gonna see if I can move this thing left to right a little bit. You want to be ready to do something? Should it go wrong?
Yeah, I think I want to be fairly near you in case we've seen teleportation magic used in here, and
okay.
Don't want to be left behind.
Yeah. All right, make me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Cross your fingers.
Pretty good at that. So, on
20.
On the money. As you move it, it's very stuck. You're able to manipulate it though, kind of jiggle it around in the floor, and it slides a little bit. And just for a moment, it's as if it moves, and then as if everything just stands still for a moment. You catch a brief glimpse of a stunning, fiery vista with a city of brass in the background. Flames licking the sides of the crystal. You can almost feel the heat. And you remember the map that you found in the other room labeled City of Brass, Elemental Plane of Fire. And it clicks with you. You are looking through a window into the elemental plane of fire. And just as soon as it's all there, it's back to just this blurred kind of fireplace image.
You have discovered the tower's television.
Indeed.
Well, we have encountered those elementals. Perhaps this has something to do with the way they're getting them here.
Yeah. I will try to move the rod in the other direction.
Okay. Sleight of hand again.
Oh boy, okay.
Nat 20. Yeah, and you move it all the way this time. Give yourself inspiration for that.
Will do.
Natural 20. And you move it all the way, and it's the same image, just from a different angle. You're still looking at the City of Brass on the elemental plane of fire, but from a different angle. You can't really see anything other than just the generic kind of layout of the elemental plane of fire and the City of Brass in the background.
This looks vaguely familiar, but not at the same time. All right. It seems like moving this rod just changes the camera angle that we're looking, or the vantage point that we've got on the City of Brass. And you might be right. This might be a way to transport stuff to and from that plane. This is an otherwise barren room except for this rod and window.
Yep.
All right. What do you think? Should we go back and report what we found?
Yeah, go back and get the others.
I think so. It's been long enough. Look down at my wrist for some odd reason. Don't know why I keep looking at my wrist, but for some reason I do. And then I had we make our way back to the others,
Cool.
being as stealthy and quiet as possible around the whole elemental area.
They don't seem to want to bother us if we don't try to encroach on the spaces they're guarding. So
As soon as you step out of the door, I need both of you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
okay, dexterity saving throw. That would require me to have my character sheet here, wouldn't it?
That might help.
Somehow this is what I expected.
Teo, you kind of tumble as you see these meteors coming flying at the walkway again. Just as soon as you step onto it at the top of the stairs, Teo, you tumble and end up about halfway down the stairs. Owen, however, you're hit by one of these again. Oh, you just have no luck with that. Get out of the way, window. Die roller. And you take 7 points of damage and are knocked off the walkway again. And you are falling into the infinite space of nothingness.
Yay!
Do me a favor, roll a d4.
A D4.
I'll let you do it. 2 plus 17, so 19. Oh, cool. You move Teo down here. You land in the corner of the room you just left, and take another fall damage. Wonderful. Ooh, ow. This might hurt. This might hurt a little bit.
Oh no.
17 bludgeoning damage as you basically just flat-faced.
Whew. Oh, let's try this again. Do I have to roll again?
Yeah, every time you step on the walkway, you have to roll again.
And,
Now, if you
as
wanna-
soon as I see Owen enter the area of the walkway, I say, maybe try your broom.
you made it that time. As you
Yay.
you make it.
The DC's not very high, man. I'm just terrible at the roll.
Yeah, the DC was not very high. That sounds like, oh god. Cool. Yeah, you make it down the stairs, and you connect up with Teo. Are y'all gonna just try to slip past the elementals, get back into the teleport room, or what's your plan?
Yeah, just sneak past the elementals and head back to the teleport room, hook up with the others.
All right, make
Yeah.
me those sneaky rolls.
I'll let him go first.
All
I'll
right.
stand back. I'll let him go first and go all the way through.
Cool.
I rolled a 20.
You make it. You are able to stealthily move.
Isn't reliable talent just Grant?
Indeed.
And then I guess I'll try to go now.
Yep, and you too can slip past the elementals undetected. Somehow they did not see you this time. And we'll jump back up to the boop. We'll just jump y'all back up here to the bedroom because I figure that's where y'all are headed anyway.
Garo has just wrapped up his meditating. The key is flowing through him. He's 100% fighting fit. And he's just doing some stretches as y'all pop back here like, oh, welcome back.
And Owen looks a little worse for the wear at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Want to tell us what happened, or should we go first? Donnar's got a pretty interesting story to share.
I fell off the walkway again.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Those meteors are not cool.
But I did get to banish an air elemental.
Oh, so y'all ran into a little bit of trouble then.
Yeah.
Well, trouble is such a hard word. It was just, there were a few minor obstacles in our way, and we just had to deal with them. How's that shoulder of yours? Are you still doing Master Leison's stretches for that thing?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I could punch just about anything now.
Well, let's see if we can find you something to punch. And I proceed to tell them the tale of the library that we found and the books that we recovered.
All right.
Have I had enough time to take a short rest as well? Or
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use Harness Divine Power twice and recover what spell slots I can, because I get Channel Divinity back on the long rest.
So Donnar met that blue dragon.
Say what? He did what?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty crazy idea myself, but I'll let him tell it.
Yeah. Long story short, the dragon issued an ultimatum. Hand over the mask, or he burns down the village we just traversed. Of course, I was never going to do that. However, I received information from a very trustworthy source that the mask is a fake. And given that, I felt like it couldn't be any use to us. But if the dragon didn't know it was a fake, I could hopefully send him off to wherever they're keeping the masks, where as soon as they realize it's a fake, he'll probably be killed. And in doing so, save what villagers I can.
Or he'll just go off and destroy a few villages out of rage, just to get our attention. But
that is the other possibility. We should probably hurry back and report what we found.
Ideally, yes.
Did we ever find our contact here?
We found their corpse.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
we were all there to see that.
That's right.
Before we came back
I remember
here.
that.
Yeah. And
Your
I'm
god
fairly
also
certain it was the real corpse and not the real mask. Is what we found? Yeah.
That's correct.
Didn't your god also say something about us having one more enemy to defeat here?
He did, though I'm not sure exactly what he was referring to.
Well, are there any rooms that we've missed?
I don't know. Should we go look?
I'm pretty sure we looked at everything. We found a couple of secret rooms that we investigated. One had some kind of.
I'm pretty sure there was one way in the basement area that we never went. But I don't know if you want to go dancing with the meteors again.
We found this viewing crystal area. It looked into the elemental plane of fire.
Oh, huh.
Looked quite nice. Reminded me of home.
I wonder what that's all about.
Well, we did see a bunch of elementals, so maybe they're using it to summon those.
Could be.
But I'm pretty sure fire was not the only type of elemental we saw. But who knows what kind of stuff you can get in the City of Brass.
Shall we find out?
Yeah, let's go investigate that last room in the basement, though. We'll just be extra careful around the meteors.
Owen's looking at his shoulder going, about that, guys. See,
Well, it's up to y'all if that's what y'all want to do.
I feel like there's one thing in this area we've missed, but I can't tell you what it is. But I do remember
there
that
being
was
like one door
area. Go
at
on.
the end of the hallway. That
Yeah, I think there was a door at the end of the hallway we didn't go in.
Yeah,
or something.
there was one area in the basement we never went to. So I think we should go there. Remind me where that was.
somewhere in the void.
This area over here, I think.
Okay.
Is
Well,
right
now
here
that we
is
all have
the,
the key,
teleportation
can we-
room right here.
can we all teleport into that room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Teleporty.
How many elementals are left in this room?
All three.
All three. Okay.
Mhm.
Hang on.
All right, well, anyone who wants to sneak by should probably go first. I think I'm just going to run real fast.
I'll do a little sneaky. Little investigating along the way to make sure we're not stumbling into any traps.
You've traversed this pathway several times and you haven't run into anything.
Oh, this is the elemental room. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
will attempt a stealthy, sneaky.
All right, there you're pretty stealthy. And away you
I'll
go.
attempt with emphasis on
I'm
attempt.
gonna run, I'm gonna run.
Stealthy sneak.
Smug's not very stealthy. Clank.
Run!
I'm gonna run.
Run!
I'm going to shadow step and maybe try to help Donnar along by dragging him.
You're gonna pick him up under your arm and run with this dragon.
All right.
I'm gonna try something right now.
All right.
I'm gonna do a test here. I'm gonna get on my broom and try to fly across this and see if not touching the ground makes a difference.
That's a good question. Let me consult old module book here. Yeah, you seem to be able. It's thin, and the air. Your broom doesn't respond normally. It's almost as if the air is super thin, and it takes you a moment to kind of gather yourself. But yeah, you don't. You kind of ease out and look around. You don't see any meteors coming.
I'm just going to shadow step my way across because Garo just does that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I mean, I believe I have a couple of uses of this, so I'm going to burn one dragon flight. If flying allows you to be meteor proof, I'm going to fly across as well, because I do not want to get hit by a meteorite.
No, you don't. I can guarantee you that you don't.
Yes. So, have we gone through this door yet?
No, you have not gone through that door yet.
All right.
That's
Well,
the
We
one.
moved through this one, right?
Correct. That's
yeah,
where you
this is
found.
the
That's where we
door
found the
where
Skinder
we
and
found
the,
Perfect Dead.
Have we been
Standard.
here?
No.
Okay.
You want to open the door first, because that's right here.
Yep, let's do it.
Nothing so far.
All right. As you step into this room, it is poorly lit. Shelves line all of the walls. Empty shelves. Mundane bottles and jars of dusts and powders. Different compounds. Bags of different things. But most of it is congealed, decayed, or disintegrated, or empty. This looks like some sort of a spell component storage room, maybe, for some big wizard.
Smells kind of rank in here.
Yeah, I know there is one spell component that is A, very valuable, and B, doesn't degrade. So can I make a quick investigation check to see if there are any gemstones in here?
There are not. You would notice those, Amelia. There are not.
Okay.
This would be more like bones and stuff like that. Flower petals and you know, that kind of
is there a
organic.
door here, or is it?
No.
Or is this just a wall?
It's just a wall.
So nothing of interest in here.
Nope, it's the storage room.
All right. Well, onward to the right.
Donnar, which gemstone in particular were you interested in?
I mean, like, I didn't have anything specific in mind, though. But if a wizard just happened to have a bunch of gemstones, I figured those would be of interest to us, not just for reasons of spellcasting.
Okay, because we do have a jade, a topaz, garnet, and a couple of gorgon diamonds.
Yes, and I will use the diamonds in case one of you gets killed, but I'm hoping that is not a possibility we need to look into right now.
I reach into my pocket and I pull out one of the diamonds and I hand it over to Donnar right away.
I do already have one. I do have a revivify diamond in the. I pull out my case where I hold my spell components, and like on it is written the just in case.
In case of
The
death,
just in
break
case.
glass.
Got it. Do you have room for an extra?
I certainly do. If you would like to put it there.
I'll hand it over.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I fight as recklessly as I do. I just know Donnar is going to be able to handle anything that happens.
I do not have such confidence, but we do it with care. So over in this room to the right, there is something.
Yes.
I see
Light,
something.
Yeah, light shines out ahead as the corridor opens into a room set with comfortable-looking, oversized furnishings, all in the center. A red-skinned creature wearing armor. And the description just went away. The red-skinned creature wearing armor of flame, bronze, and volcanic stone sits cross-legged on the floor, studying a chessboard. He smiles. You can almost sense flames for teeth. It is just kind of his charismatic presence. And he smiles. Ah, welcome, my friends. I'm glad you could come and visit me. You see,
who are you?
Bear's got its sort of fists ready.
everybody make a perception check for me. Or if you have an 18 or higher passive perception.
I do have an 18 or higher passive perception.
I also do.
Okay.
My passive perception is 19.
High five, Garo. Wisdom voice.
So anyone 18 and higher, then you notice a very thin circle of salt around the chair that this creature is sitting in.
Pretty. I want to call this guy a pretty big spicy margarita, but
Yes.
Sarah doesn't know that word.
You do know I have the power to grant wishes. I could solve all your problems.
That seems pretty unlikely, but what's your name, friend?
Oh, my name is Taraz. Taraz the Fair.
Okay.
To be specific, at your service.
What do we think, folks?
Why would you do that, though? That doesn't
see.
seem like something that you would that a creature of your power and of your stature would care about doing.
Well, we all want something. A price for everything, yes? I tell you what, you free me, I'll help you. It's that simple.
It's never that simple.
Am I under the impression that you want to go back to the elemental plane of fire?
I'm not sure what impression you're under. I'm simply do not wish to be here any longer. I'm being held against my will, you see.
I see. But, like, the question then is, where do you plan to go?
Oh, here, there, few places. Nowhere specific, really. I just haven't been out in a long time. Who knows what the world has for me now?
Well, you're saying you're saying you're trapped here, and if we let you go, you'll give us some sort of wish.
Yeah. Can I make an insight check?
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, you're gonna make me do this, aren't you?
Yes.
Apparently, you're gonna make me do this. All right.
Yeah, it's
fine.
like levels of trust are not high.
Apparently not.
I love her using up all the 20s.
But I do get inspiration, so that's something. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they made that rule is because if you roll a 20 on a check that's not that important, you'll at least get something out of it.
Yeah. You get the sense that something's not quite right with this. Something doesn't add up. You don't know what, but something's not adding up.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So how long you been trapped here, Draft?
It's hard to say. I'm not even sure what year it is anymore. It's been so many years.
Would I know that? I assume I would know that.
What, how long he's been here?
No, what year it is.
Oh, yeah, you would know if you told him
Yeah.
several hundred
I
years. Then if that's the case, it's been several hundred years. But what is time for someone as such as myself? Just waiting for it all.
Is this the first time in all that time that anyone has come seen you?
Yes, the cultists, they came and saw me once, but none of them wanted to have anything to do with me. I don't know why. I tell you what,
That seems kind of unusual.
let's sweeten the deal a bit, shall we?
I like sweet things.
So, if I were to be freed and you were to help me escape this place, what do you say I could just perhaps accompany you for a month and make sure that any of your needs are granted? Wishes, desires. I promise I will not hurt you. I promise. I really just want to get out of this place.
Oh, so
I'm
you
trying to think. Is there a way that? Yeah, it's like I assume that the promise of a elemental fire creature is not worth very much. I know that there's magic that can force that to happen, but I don't have that kind of stuff. That's not the kind of thing that Donnar does.
Right.
But it's like, how well would I? I don't trust this person at all. Also, even if I did, I feel like it would not be a good idea to say, "Oh yes, you're free and you're coming with us." Oh, where are we going? Oh, we're going to fight Tiamat.
Did you all,
I feel.
did you all find the wounded one? He was carrying the mask and he ran the other way. He saw me and turned and ran. Looked as if he was looking for a safe place. He had some kind of mask in his hand. It looked like a dragon's head, dragon's face, maybe. What's that all about?
Interesting. You said that he ran in here and then turned around and ran in the other direction. Is that correct?
Yes, I just assumed he was looking for some unoccupied space to lay down and lick his wounds.
I see.
So he was already injured when he came here.
Oh, yes. What? I wouldn't do that. That would serve me no purpose.
I'm not. Pardon my ignorance. I'm not familiar with your race. What would you call yourself?
We are the Apparatus. Have you never come across an Apparati before?
It has been quite a while.
That explains the hesitance and mistrust. Many people have very, very stereotypical beliefs about my race, and I must assure you that they are all wrong. We're not all what some people say we are. We
But what are some of the things that people say you are?
Many of us are very, very good. Very good people. Very good Apparati. We serve our masters kindly and with strict obedience. We never, ever go back on our word, and we always make sure our master gets what they need.
Is it also true that you, not necessarily you, but your species, run the biggest business in the multiverse?
That is true. Yes. That is true. We do have a large business footprint.
And what business is that you're in?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that, stuff and things.
Now we go to Teo and say, the city of Brass is run by these creatures.
I see.
They're, they own and operate the entire city, which is a place where you can get your hands on basically anything.
We don't own the whole city. We manage it. Yes. That's a better way of saying it. We manage the city. Yes. We ensure the things that come and go are proper to come and go.
Yes.
Do you know why the people here were spying on the city of Brass through that little window that Teo and Owen found?
Little window. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been stuck in this room for hundreds of years. I have no idea what you're talking about. Show me. Take me. I can see my home. Oh, please. I would give anything to see my home city one more time. Oh, please take me. Can you please show me?
Why don't you follow us? And I turn and I walk a little bit down the hallway.
I can't leave this space. I'm stuck. See, look, and he tries to step forward, and as he gets to the salt on the floor, he can't move any further.
I have an idea. And my idea is this. So I'm going to talk to Owen and say, I didn't see you do this, right? Did I see you cast Banishment on that elemental?
No.
Okay.
You didn't see it, but you have seen me do it before.
Yeah, it's like, basically my idea was that, is like,
If he causes us trouble.
I don't trust this person, but also, he's probably correct in that he has been bound here for hundreds of years. The like circle of salt sometimes is a thing of that, but I don't trust him. But if we banished him back to his home plane, that would at least be what he wanted. Yeah. That would at least get him out of here, and we wouldn't have to deal with.
Yeah, you saw me. You didn't see it last time. But you did see me do it on some devils.
Yeah. So, I feel like that could be a solution where...
Yeah. Didn't Bahamut say that we had something to defeat here? I don't see anyone else left. You think letting him go is really the wise thing? Maybe we should just make sure he's not a problem for anyone else in the future.
What... Is there anything that I could check or roll to see if I can remember how powerful the Ifreti are?
I'm going to ask him, who bound you? Do you remember?
Yeah, so, first of all, Teo, you could... you'd probably...
Arcana, nature? What was that?
I'm trying to think like probably a wisdom would probably give you. Yeah. We'll go with that.
12.
You know the basics of the Apparatus, that they are the lords of the city of Brass. They're the ones that kind of run that whole trade, and they do have major influence throughout the entire multiverse because of that.
Okay.
You also know that they're very, very powerful, not just with influence, but they have very powerful magic as well.
I'm pretty sure one of them actually can cast Wish.
Well, my question is, do we have to do anything with this fine gentleman here? Why don't we? I mean, he's here. He's not causing anybody any trouble. My hunch is as long as we don't disturb this salt, we're free to leave at any time. He's free to stay here.
I mean, that's certainly true. We could do nothing. We could do something on his behalf. We could attack him. Our choices.
Well, just going by what your god seemed to imply, I'm thinking that he might not be such a great guy, and we're here to defeat him. But
I mean,
I don't really see exactly what leaving him here would harm if he's been here so long. But just letting him out loose, I don't know about that.
And I worry, returning him to his plane, does that mean that he can return here at his wish without any restrictions?
I mean, planar travel is something that's difficult and complicated, but it wouldn't be an impossibility. But I suppose the big question is, why was he bound here? Because I don't know, creatures like this can be bound here for the purpose of being servants. They alternatively, he could have also been bound here for something terrible he did. But
I will turn to him and ask, why were you bound here? Why were you in prison?
The mage Xonthal, he imprisoned me here and stripped me of my powers in order to seize them for himself. He tried to take them all, but he didn't get them all. I made sure to keep some of them. And well, I can only get the rest of my powers back once I'm freed. I can go and get them. I know he has them stored. I know. Then he set these wards up all around this room to keep me here imprisoned, so I can't hurt myself or anyone else.
all right. Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yeah.
All right. I don't have time for ritual stuff, so I'm just going to use a spell slot.
Yeah, there are several wards set up all around this room, mainly in the corner where this Ephraim is, and yeah, you see all these magical symbols, the salt on the ground, several different items that actually glow. Like this is a magical prison that he's in.
Does it look like I could disrupt the whole thing by removing the salt? Is the salt an important component of this?
Make a intelligence or arcana. Make an arcana check for me.
I'm going to cast Bless on myself, because not Bless, Guidance, because this is important. I'm going to do 21.
21?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like if you were to sweep the salt away, that would be enough to open a doorway. The salt seems to be the thing that ties everything together.
And the other thing I'm curious about is the creature itself using disguise?
I'm sorry, say that again. You kind of garbled up there.
Is the creature itself using a magical disguise?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to ask this, Freddie. Oh, what is your name?
Taraz.
It's
Taraz?
Taraz.
Taraz? Taraz? I'm sorry, Taraz. Do you have the ability to heal yourself?
I have many abilities. That's one of them. What are you getting at? If you try to harm me, I have to warn you that it won't be effective. These wards, many have come in here and tried to hurt me, and, well, you can't. Even Xonthal, after he put them up, was unable to cause me any pain or damage.
That seems like a bit of a failure of execution on his part, but
the same goes the other way.
Wizards.
I can't harm anyone else in this room either, so.
I raise my hand crossbow and take a shot at him.
Yeah, it hits the barrier of magic and falls to the ground. See, I told you. Why did you do that? Now you've begun to irritate me.
Well, you said nothing would happen.
Yes,
There
but you
was
didn't
no
have
danger.
to test me. What, you do not trust me? Do you not believe me?
Well, what makes you think I am merely testing out the strength of these bonds to figure out the best way to free you.
Oh, that is simple. Just open the doorway.
Well, that is a way to free you. Just brush the salt away. That is trivial. A child could do that.
So why
But
haven't
that
you
may
done
not
it
be-
yet? Don't you want ultimate power? Don't you want to be wealthy and famous? I can make all of these things come true for you.
Yes.
Would you not like to have your own town where you ran things, where you got 20%, 30% of all the commerce that came in and through your town? You would never have to swing a sword again a day in your life. And I can make that happen for you. Taraz. I can be your guy. I can be your man.
Yes, and if we fail, none of that matters.
I think maybe you don't know us all that well, buddy, but maybe if you could give us some surefire way to defeat dragons, that would be interesting.
Name the spell. I can make it happen. What do you want? Magic? I can give you magic. Power? I can give you power. I can make you strong as a giant.
Oh, huh. Well, that would probably help against dragons.
I can make you all as strong as a giant. Just free me. I can't do anything while I'm trapped in these bonds of magical draining. Oh, it's horrible.
But what's the catch? There's always a price when dealing with your people.
You free me, I give you the power. It's a pretty simple deal, actually. I don't really want anything else in return except my freedom. I've been trapped here for hundreds of years. You do not understand what it is like.
What happens? What do you do after you've been freed?
I grant your wishes, and then I go
And
upon
then?
my way. Yes, I go on my way.
To, I don't know, control or manage another city or village in the area?
I really want to go back home. I miss my family.
Oh. That is a shame.
Can I try and roll insight again? Because
Yeah.
Because like on the one hand, yeah.
Oh,
Like, I don't
but on
trust
the other
this person,
hand,
but
you don't
also,
trust this person. Roll with
like,
advantage.
on the one
'cause-
hand, I don't trust this person, but on the other hand, like, if he is correct that he is acting in self-interest and actually wants to be freed, like, that does seem like a reasonable proposition.
He does definitely want to be freed. You can tell he is sincere about wanting to get out of here.
I mean, that certainly makes sense. But the thing is, like, would he, like, are they the kind of people who would honor deeds?
Yes, they honor. Yeah, the you know that is one of the things that the Ephredi are known for, their ironclad contracts, and they always stick to the contract.
Which makes the challenge there is writing a contract that has no loopholes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess if we have
Can you
to
think of one very specific thing that would help us significantly? Because presumably, like, an Ifrit is not strong enough to stop Tiamat on its own. But is there one very specific thing that we could ask for in exchange that wouldn't be able to be played, like wouldn't be able to be misinterpreted, and would be a significant advantage?
Some sort of really strong dragon killing weapon.
Dragonlance.
A dragon lance? I don't know where that voice came.
The other thing that comes to mind is the dragon masks.
That's certainly a possibility too, but I don't think I'm actually going to say specifically to him, because I don't think even you could get an artifact. Probably not.
An artifact. Possibly. It's quite possible. You know, a wish can make many things occur.
Yes, the problem is, wish can also backfire spectacularly. I'm sure you know that.
I've seen them go horribly wrong. Yes, indeed. But when they go right, they are so wonderful.
We could think about this. He's not going anywhere. We can always come back. We know
And we are going somewhere. Like, presumably after this, we are going to fight the dragons. So I feel like...
we should...
I'm trying to think.
We can think of something. Maybe we'll let him go. Something that he couldn't trick us on.
something
understand.
strong.
You need time to consider.
Or we could open the circle and I could banish him back to his home plane.
Sounds like that works out in his favor too. We might as well get some sort of deal out of it.
Yeah.
If anything, we can make that part of the deal that he allow himself to be banished after he grants the wish, which is what he wants anyways, to go home, right?
Yes. I think that's reasonable.
That way he can't, turn on us right after he grants our wish. No offense. I like this plan.
Yeah, I think I have an idea as well for something that would not be that would be less likely to backfire and be of a significant advantage. It's like I'm trying to think if Donnar would know about this spell. Is there a specific check I make, or can I just say that I know it?
What, banishment?
No, Simulacrum is the spell I'm suggesting that we get from the wish that couldn't backfire because wish you can use wish to duplicate the effect of another spell, guaranteed. Would be helpful for us directly in fighting a dragon, and is something that we could get from a wish without complication, right? Because if we wish for a legendary magic item, one of the possibilities, and Donnar knows enough about granting wishes because gods grant, gods sometimes grant wishes too, and that he knows some of the ways that they can backfire. So if you wish for a legendary magic item, one of the things it could do is basically teleport you into the room of whoever owns that item, which can be a little bit unfortunate if they don't want to give it to you.
That's pretty funny, actually.
So I think that we should wish for us a spell effect that lasts forever that would be an asset to us, and I think the best option for that is Simulacrum.
What's a simulacrum?
Basically, you cast it and it creates a duplicate of someone. So we could cast it on Teo, and we have two Teos, and the second Teo has all of the skills of the first. We would need to buy them equipment, but it's just a duplicate with the same skills.
But how are we going to be sure that the other Teo isn't evil?
like that's one of the effects of the spell is that with like it, the simulacrum is always your ally.
Huh. It just made me nervous. I was imagining myself having to choose which was the right Teo and which one was going to get punched.
Yeah. You can tell, like simulacrum copies are visibly different, but I think that this is something that would be something simple we could ask for with few loopholes that would be a help and would not have a high chance of going wrong. But if there are other ideas, I would love to hear them.
So one thing that comes to mind is merely having the ability to cast a spell doesn't mean that you can cast a spell. You may not have a spell slot of high enough level.
Yes, but Wish can duplicate any other spell, right? So the idea is he would use Wish and copy Simulacrum and cast that.
So that we would have copies of ourselves?
Yes. Strength in numbers, as you and some such.
Wouldn't be bad having an extra Teo just in case anything happens to one of them.
Are you suggesting copying one of you or all of you?
I mean, that goes down to like exactly what this Ifrit is willing to give us. If he's willing to give us one wish, then we copy one of us. If he's willing to give us each a wish, then we copy all of us. Or copy Teo 4 times. And we just have the firing split.
Yeah, why don't you ask him if he can do that? Then if he agrees, then we'll let him out and banish him as soon as he
Well,
does.
just like I want to run this by the DM first because this is, would you be okay with allowing this to happen?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this I think is the deal I want to make with the Ifrit is we let you out, and then the two conditions are: one, you cast Wish, you use the Wish to cast Simulacrum as if we were casting it, so it's allied to us, it obeys our commands. We can choose who the Simulacrum is cast on, depending on how many wishes you're willing to grant. And immediately afterwards, you allow Owen to cast Banishment on you, which will force you back into your home plane.
So let me get this straight. I cast a wish, use that wish to cast a spell that copies you, or whoever you name. I could copy all of you, actually. And then you banish me, never to be able to return to this plane, back to my hometown.
Is that an acceptable deal?
There are some problems with this, you see. Is there any way you can guarantee that my banishment would be back to my home city, or not just to some random point on my plane? I tend to know how that spell works, and typically it's just a random point on your plane. So, it's a little. I mean,
I think it is quite clear that we would send you back to your home city. That is without question.
Okay. And then, would I have time to retrieve my belongings? Could we go to the study and so I could get my things? I don't want to go home empty-handed. I believe it's down the walkway. I believe down. He brought me through there when I came in the portal and we came down this. It was very humiliating. Let me tell you my experience when he summoned me here. Xonthal brought me and summoned me here against my will. I was bound in these magical shackles from the moment I set foot on this plane, and then he dragged me down this hallway, forced me to do horrible things against my will, mind you, to summon elementals and create things for him. Oh, and then once he had everything he wanted, he took all my powers away. And I just assumed that he would have stored them there in the study. So do you think it would be too much to ask? I mean, it is, after all, the only opportunity I will have.
What do your things look like? If I were to look for them and find them and retrieve them, what would I be looking for?
you would be looking for any number of things. My weapons. I would need my spell books. I would need my layers of my armor. I mean, it's all there somewhere, I'm sure, but it's quite a bit, and I would know it immediately if I saw it. So, you know.
So perhaps I can go look for you.
I mean, I could get it. It's not a problem.
No, it's no problem.
I would not ask you to do that. That's no problem.
No, it would be no inconvenience to me whatsoever. I can go look for your items. Just I need a list of what it is that you're looking for.
There's a large scimitar. There's a couple of books. My armor, obviously, it's bejeweled armor. It's iron chains and.
Yeah, my one concern is you've seen that my one concern is you've seen that the cult has been through here. They've probably stolen that stuff.
Well, I'm sure he'll be able to find it.
Well, what I'm suggesting is I've done a pretty thorough investigation of this place in the first place, and I have not seen anything like a scimitar or a jewel-encrusted armor suit or anything like that.
Nope, you have not.
I'm fairly certain it was taken by the cult.
So releasing him for him to collect his stuff seems like, well, maybe not on the up and up, shall we say?
Yeah, I still like the banishment plan.
Yeah, I don't think it would I don't think you will find any stuff here. So
my belongings are gone.
Yes, there have been quite a few people through this tower in the past 1,200 years, including a cult who are very interested in magic power and any power they can find.
I should have known better. Well.
But it should be just a trifle for you to recreate those items for yourself.
Yeah,
I'm sure I can get more when I get home, I'm sure, yes. Then the only other last request I would have then before I would go home is just to have a look outside, a window perhaps, to see this plane one more time before I leave.
Forever. There aren't any windows in this tower, unfortunately. Also, I want to make an insight check because he said something that does not add up to me.
Okay.
So the thing he said is he would be banished and never be allowed to leave. He also said that he knows how the banishment spell works, but that is not how the banishment spell works.
Right.
I'm actually going to use my inspiration and I'm going to get advantage on that because I think this is important.
Yeah, there's more. The more he talks, the less things add up. The less sense he's making. He's getting more desperate. Offering more, asking for little. Yeah, everything you offer, he asks for something in return. Like he's getting more and more desperate and hoping that you can see the hope is there, but it's desperate hope.
It was is it desperate hope that he thinks he's trying to escape, or is there something else going on here?
It's desperate hope that he can escape, that he can escape, but you also get the sense that perhaps he's afraid that you're not going to go through with it.
All right. So I'm going to say to him, our previous offer stands. We let you out. You cast the wish. You use the wish to copy Simulacrum, and then we banish you to your home plane.
You drive a hard bargain, cleric.
Yes, and I'm sure you know what that's like.
Yes, you would do well in the City of Brass. Actually, you got quite the negotiating powers there on you. I tell you what. So
you can actually tell that Donnar has a flash of recollection when he says that. Because yes, I did in fact I did a bit of negotiation. But if he said That's the next point. Is the previous deal stands? Like I don't want to make alterations to the deal.
I understand. Well, once we have this all signed and in a legally binding multiversial contract, I don't see a reason why this won't work. I suppose I'm sure I can find a way back here one day, somehow, some way. Yeah, so let's go ahead.
I'm not sure why you'd ever want to come back here if people shoved you in a circle.
Do
I
you
can
all
think of
have
a good reason.
a quill and some ink, perhaps, where we can ink this deal?
And Donnar does, so he would pull that out.
Ah, wonderful. Go ahead and write that down.
Okay, so do you want me to say exactly what I write down, or?
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy.
This is one of those moments.
Ah, yes, the joys of the wish spell. The devil is in the details, if you know what I mean.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I mean,
Oh, gosh.
and as you're thinking about what you're writing down there,
Yes, I'm thinking about what I'm writing.
we'll take a quick moment to let everybody know today's music, background sounds, is brought to you by Tabletop Audio over at tabletopaudio.com. Thanks so much to them. I'm a Patreon of theirs, and as such, give them a shout out every once in a while to the great music that they put together over there. So it's awesome ambiance for our games. The wish spell is fun. It's a lot of fun.
The wish spell is scary.
It is. So you're gonna make a simulacrum. Do you know who you want to copy, or all of you? He's open to either, so
I think if all of you is the it should either be all of us or 2 copies of Teo, 1 copy of Garo, one copy of Owen. Because one of the restrictions of that spell is the simulacrum can't restore spell slots, but there's nothing about pact slots. So it wouldn't work well with Donnar, but like Teo, a simulacrum can use a crossbow just as well as the original. It could punch just as well as the original, and it can regain pact magic slots. So I'm thinking like one of you gets copied twice, and the rest of you get copied once.
Sure, whatever you say, Donnar.
this could prove for some hilarious role playing
You think?
if this works. Oh, this would be hilarious. Teo? Yes, 3 voices respond. Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out. You're Larry, Mo, and Curly. Wow. This has gone on far longer than I expected. Maybe this won't be the next
session.
Yeah, maybe next session won't be the last session.
I mean, if you told me that I need to get the wording right, I am going to take a bit of time. I'm sorry.
No, please do. Please do, because I certainly know our dungeon master well enough to know that he will study that wording and look for any holes that he can find.
So sorry, who do we want the 4th one to be? Why don't we go with Owen? Because having extra spellcasters is probably a helpful idea.
And really, can you ever have enough Owen in your party?
Exactly.
I'm sort of nervous. I know we said keep it simple, but it seems like it's getting a little complicated.
I
feel like this spell always gets complicated.
Gee, in the meantime, I might head back to the library and do some book perusal, see if I can't find anything else that's interesting there.
Yes.
It also gives the GM a quick moment to review spells and look for loopholes himself. And I'm sure that's not what he's doing right now. Absolutely.
So I have the wording ready to show the rest of the party. So I want peer-reviewed feedback on this to make sure that I haven't missed anything.
All right, that is not your final answer, so I will not.
This is not my final answer. I want the party to know.
It's great. It's great. Garo pretends to look at it and says, "I think it looks real good. Thumbs up." But I, having read it, say it looks good.
Okay. The one thing is the names. Does he know all of our names? And
We should probably let him know that. I guess.
Yeah. So it's like. All right. So things I'm gonna add.
Yeah, we'll just let them know our names so that there's no confusion there. We should probably use his name as well instead of just you, just as a minor quibble.
Yes. And then I'm just going to add this just in case he wants to think about going and finding someone else named Teo. So yeah, we're just gonna say, but yeah, gonna clarify the names and basically like each of you tell them your name and say like these are the names in the contract. I'm gonna clarify the fact that the contract only takes place within the 4 people in the thing. You're going to use Wish specifically with the mode to copy another spell, because that can't go wrong. And aside from that, I believe those are the terms. If anybody can think of anything else they want to add to make this more clear.
Where will the copies end up?
Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure by the wording of Simulacrum, the copies end up adjacent to you, but we should put that in the contract as well. All right.
And we should remain here.
Yes.
Not also banished to some other plane.
All right. Do you want me to rewrite that for you?
No, I can sort it out.
So.
I think we've got it.
Yes.
What could go wrong?
Can't help but keep thinking about what Bahamut told Donnar, but shrug.
What if this isn't the one?
Yeah,
What if the real enemy we had to defeat was our own greed?
But like again, we aren't using it for greed, right? The whole point of this is we have the fight of our lives coming.
Well, if you say so.
And I think unless somebody has something specific that they want to add with the corrections that the party has suggested, that is the contract I will turn into the Afridi.
Garo definitely doesn't have any insight on making contracts, so he's good with whatever you got.
No objections from Teo.
Let's see what he comes up with for us.
All right. So
You're a warlock. You should be really into this, right?
So with that said, with all of the edits that the party has suggested, I will hand the final version to the effort.
All right, just one clarification thing that I need to look up just to make sure. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm actually sorry. There is one thing I need to revive because I read the spell thing. It's instead of casting it 4 times, you each let us cast it once, because you can't create more than one duplicate with simulacrum, but each person can have one. So instead of cast it 4 times, just let us cast it once. And yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading that too. That was one of the clarification things I was looking at. Like,
yes, you'll each give us the ability to cast the spell Wish 1 time, which we will use to cast Simulacrum 1 time. We'll create a copy. We'll create the specific copies, and that also will hopefully prevent him from like trying to do any funny business with like, oh, who am I copying? And after that, we will banish him.
that sounds wonderful. That sounds good to me. I don't see any hiccups or problems with this. Looks pretty straightforward. He's kind of, you're holding it up because he can't reach through. And you are the Donnar.
Got these little 3D glasses on.
He pulls it out. Looking through the wards.
I am Donnar, and I will sign my name on the bottom of the contract.
Ah, wonderful. Yes, then just I can't sign it unless I can grab it, and I can't grab it because you can't pass it through this magical barrier of this prison that I am in. Could you just go ahead and move the salt, and then I can reach out and sign it. Otherwise, I can't sign it.
I recommend we make the tiniest.
I'm going to try, just putting the thing through the barrier and see, it blocks hostile action. Could I just put the paper through it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do that, and, I'm going to hand him the paper, hand him a...
How did you do that?
A quill.
That is... You are truly a powerful cleric. You must be to defeat this Xonthar's magic. Oh, you are a powerful cleric. I'm impressed.
Yes. That being said, you can now you can sign the contract without further complications. So
yes. Yes. Terras. And he signs it.
Okay.
The big flourishing T and F in his name.
Okay. And at this point, I think we're going to honor our end of the contract. And it's I'm still, I'm going to be ready to fight if he attacks us, but I don't expect him to.
Okay. I guess, Owen, you ready with that spell for when the time comes?
All right. So in order to make this happen correctly, so that I can give you the power, I'm going to step out now, okay?
Okay.
I'm not... His hands are up. He's very, passive. I need us all to join hands so that I can transfer the magical power into you, so I can transfer the wish ability to you. It's not really it's an ability that you know what I mean?
Sure. So, is he going to walk out of the thing?
Yeah, he steps out. And he holds his hands out. Just everyone kind of stand in a circle here. Join hands with me.
Okay.
Clearly, you were powerful enough to do this without having all of us hold hands. I mean, we're not in grade school again. We are adults. We signed a contract. Clearly, nothing more is necessary.
Do you know how Freddy magic works? Do you? No. So.
Do I?
Do me a favor. First, you do have the required spell components, correct?
That's the thing with Wish. You don't need them. Wish does not.
Oh, that's right. It copies without the spell components. Yeah.
This is why you use the Wish to get what's in your locker.
But yes, just join hands. Join hands for me, please.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll insight because I do think that this is this could be a trick, but I'm suspecting it's not. That's.
He seems sincere, he's standing there, holding his. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have it so that the rest of the party only needs to hold my hand. And then in that case, we will all have joined hands.
And
How's that going to work?
So, I mean,
Not quite enough hands, I
There's
think.
not enough hands.
what? How's there not enough hands?
Somebody has to
I don't-
complete the circle, right, and hold his
Oh,
other
okay.
hand. Unless you're going to hold
it-
both his hands and then everyone else holds your hands.
That, I mean, I don't think that's necessary.
yeah,
Like, I think we should just do it. Like, we have a contract. We have a binding contract.
So it would essentially just be like us in a circle, join hands,
Yeah.
and all right.
All right, and
Does it work?
he begins his incantation. And as you have all entered into this contract, willing and have willingly linked hands to accept this gift from the Apparatus.
I wouldn't call it a gift.
No.
You blink, you awaken, you are surrounded by flames and fire. Spires of brass reach high into the sky. Different creatures come and go from all directions, above you, below you. The Apparatus says, "Thank you, my friends, I'm home, and you are here with me. Have a wonderful day." He turns and strides into the distance, and you find yourself standing on the elemental plane of fire in the city of brass.
Well, like, did the wish thing happen?
No.
Oh, Garo looks like he wants to run after that Freddy, but is sort of disoriented and also freaking out because of the flames everywhere. And
He casts
This is like-
plane shift instead.
Yes. How did he get around the contract?
Well,
it's
one,
just a straight up liar.
he's a straight up liar. It suddenly dawns upon you all that you were duped by the Apparatus. He lied to you to gain your trust. He had never lost any of his powers. He couldn't use them inside the circle. Once the magical protection circle was taken down,
Yeah, I mean,
he
I
was
suppose
able to
that
use his powers, and in spite of you haggling with him and not just doing him a favor, he took you with him.
I thought if Reedy were lawful.
No, they're not. But it's just like I thought that they would honor the terms of a contract that they signed, which apparently wasn't true.
Hmm.
Nah, he just
Yeah,
flat out
yeah.
lied. He
Just
has
seems
no
like,
desire to.
He really made us think that he could do this stuff, but maybe he
I
was
mean,
just
he
all of
could.
it.
That he certainly could. The thing is, he just didn't.
He just chose not to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now,
Donnar,
I suppose the question is there anything that anyone wants to do in the city of brass? Because I can get us out of here in one long rest. But
so
we are in the greatest. Go on.
So in this plane, it's not just like so hot that we immediately melt, but it's very hot.
I mean, in most places it is, but the city of brass has air conditioning.
Yeah, the
Like,
city of brass
is intentionally designed as.
Well,
other-
it was nice of him to drop us off here at least.
Yeah.
You know, I guess, is there anything that we do need to look into here?
But it's like, my understanding is you can buy anything here, like magic items, spell components, anything. But, and many of the people I assume will take gold, but, also if we can, like, if we just want to rest and leave, I can get us out of here. I just need to take a long rest.
Well, it's interesting. Now that we're here, are there any weapons or any items that we want to bring back with us that we might be able to find in the city of brass to help us with the battle?
Thoughts? I certainly could. There are certainly many things that could help us fight, but like I don't actually know my way around this place at all.
I'm gotta say, I've never been.
And think of it this way: this entire place is run by people like him.
Do you think we could get like an inn room here, or?
I assume so.
Oh, yeah. You could find an inn. Yeah. So as you kind of take in the surroundings, right? You've kind of been hit with this. Oh crap, we were duped. Now we're stuck here in the city of Brass. It's a beautiful city. It's also one of the largest cities you've ever seen. It's beautiful and dark at the same time. These brass and obsidian and black stone buildings cracked from all the heat. It looks like it should not exist, right? You see street vendors all around. It is hot. It's not death hot, but it's very uncomfortable. And you hear sounds not far away. Would sound like a market or a bazaar.
I mean, people want to have a look around?
May as well.
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. I'm sure Teo, I mean, one, if you wanted to offload any stuff you've gotten, like, you could liquidate basically anything here, and no one would ask questions, which may or may not be of value to you.
Indeed.
Yes. Donnar, unfortunately, doesn't have a whole bunch of gold, but I am going to look around, and then try and find a place to rest.
Okay.
Yep, I'll stick with the party and just kind of keep my eye out for anything interesting. But Garo doesn't know exactly what he would be looking for in a place like this.
Yeah, a lot of things look interesting, right? There are tons of things here. Races you've never seen before. Entities walking around with just flaming heads, for instance. Their heads are just balls of fire. It's pretty crazy.
I imagine Garo just like staring at one of them and they like kind of flare up and I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yes. So you're heading to the market.
Yeah. And I assume there are also, like, Ifriti like him with, like, fancy security guard outfits everywhere.
Yes. Sure. Let's see. You see an advertisement for several different buildings around. And you make your way to the Foundry, which is the area of wide streets and plazas through there into the market, the open air market. It's hot. There's a lot of different things going on here. Things that you thought had been outlawed and everywhere, but no, you surely see them.
Yikes. I guess you're right, Donnar. They really do all sorts of business here.
Yes. I would ideally recommend not staying here for very long. But if you're willing to play by their rules, word is there's nothing you can't find. That being said,
let me grab this real quick. Copy image. I'm going to throw this in the Discord because remember, Diamond, you happen to, or Teo, you happen to find a map of the city of Brass.
Indeed, I did. And I pull out that map and take a quick look and try to orient myself with it.
There you have the map of the city of Brass. Look at that. I put it in the Discord for everybody, so you can all kind of see it.
One city that would not be under threat if it were attacked by a few dragons.
Yeah, probably not. Is it big enough? Can y'all see it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's plenty big.
Yeah.
So, how much money do legendary items cost?
A lot.
Lots.
A lot.
Yes. We unfortunately are not rich adventurers.
You can kind of see in the Pyracolium is where the city market is.
Pretty sure that the last time we were in Waterdeep, Garo placed an order for someone to make some bracers of defense for him, but I didn't have time to get them yet. So I don't really think I'm looking for anything specific. If there's something that would really catch Garo's eye, he'll try to be looking for it. But I'm just along to make sure we don't get jumped by any flaming creatures.
Yeah, I'm mostly going to look around, but I literally just got done having an Efri just straight up bold-faced lie, dishonor a contract right in front of me. So I'm not that enthused about this idea of doing business with them.
Yeah. Do me a favor as you're kind of wandering the streets. You recognize there are missing posters, old missing posters. And on the posters are drawings of the Apparatus that you freed. And it said the posters actually are on official government letterhead. Apparently the Apparatus that you freed, from reading these, is one of the founding family members of the City of Brass, of one of the 26 founding families.
Well, there you go.
So,
right.
yeah, he has
I'm
no
also gonna-
allegiance to anyone other than his family.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of assumed that, but I also assumed that they would honor a contract. Yeah.
Well, hopefully he just lets bygones be bygones. I mean, we did let him free.
I'm actually I'm going to look around for. Are there any other missing posters of a certain paladin that we only saw once and then vanished, having stolen something?
No, those
Just
are in
out
a
of
different.
curiosity.
Those are in a different one. I tell you what. Who is looking for an item? Who is actually actively searching? Looking the market, really looking for something special.
I'm browsing the markets looking for interesting things.
Okay, roll me a percentiles.
What's that?
Roll a percentile for me.
Okay. Where's my window at? There's my window. I don't know if that's good or bad.
And roll a single d10. An 8. There is a very nice sword, actually, laying at one of the vendors. It looks old. It looks like a Fragarch style sword.
I'll also do some searching as well.
Sure.
Some shopping.
You do.
Well, since I'm here, might as well keep my eyes.
All right, roll me a d10.
2.
There's a very strange apparatus. It looks almost like an insect of some kind. It's a tank, a steel tank. It's very large, actually. There's steam coming out of it. It looks as if you could actually all fit inside of it.
No way.
Yeah.
But how to transport it?
It's the transport, right? You can teleport us back with this thing, right, Donnar?
I don't know.
Garo wants the tank.
Let's go look
I
at the
mean,
spell description.
seems a little bit impractical.
I don't know.
Yeah, it would have to be like in a bag of holding or something.
It weighs about 500 pounds. It's appears to be a large sealed iron barrel. It has a door on it.
I feel like I've encountered this magical item before. It's pretty weird.
So there's that. And then what did you roll, Garo?
This is 46.
Yeah. You're astonished by what Teo has found.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really see anything jumping out to you.
That's fine. It is interesting. I imagine, well, could be useful, but kind of would mess with our whole general strategy in a way. Our whole vibe. Not hearing you, Teo.
No, I'm just doing some mental math here. A large barrel, 500 pounds. Can you give me dimensions on the barrel?
Looks large enough for 4 or 5 small to medium creatures to fit inside.
But certainly not. It's certainly bigger than you could put in a bag of holding.
Yes. Let's see if I can find a picture of it real quick for you. Where did it go? There you go. In the Discord, there's a picture of it for you.
Oh, epic.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, right?
Honestly, I would like to fight dragons in the crab tank, but
Crab tank.
I don't know how we could get it back home.
Well, it's not too heavy for us to transport. Because I can reduce and enlarge, I can reduce it. That would drop its weight by an eighth of it, which would make it less than 100 pounds.
And it would reduce in size as well.
Yep, it would reduce in size as well. But I certainly wouldn't want to put it in a bag of holding, because when it expanded back to its real size, it would probably rip apart the bag of holding and spill everything everywhere.
I mean, that is possible.
Indeed.
Maybe you could put it in the bag of holding for just long enough for us to get back home and then take it back out again and expand it, and then we could ride around in our crab tank.
Well, we
Do
could
you have a
carry
spell
it.
that? Do you have a spell that shrinks things?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could reduce its size. We could carry it, and I assume the teleport spell that Donnar has access to would allow us to bring our equipment with us.
Sounds like a decent plan, but does anyone really know how to operate this thing?
How
Oh,
hard could it be?
The other question is, how much does it cost?
Does it come with an instruction manual?
It's a strange looking individual behind the booth. Sees you all kind of standing back talking. This red-skinned and flame for hair individual walks up. Good evening. I see you're looking at the special little item we got here, hey? The Qualsh.
Indeed.
Interesting conundrum that it can have for you there. You like it?
I do. What's it called?
It's called the Apparatus of Qualsh. I acquired it in a very unique way, actually. It
I
can
see.
go. It can go to the depth of 900 foot below water. Not that I want to go below water for anything, but that's
Wow.
it wouldn't hold up in
Garo.
lava very well. Doesn't do well around here, but yeah.
Garo's eyes sparkle. If you go underwater, we could go see the underwater creatures. Sounds fun.
What does it do besides go underwater? I've not seen one of these in quite some time.
It does many things. Many things. I haven't been able to experiment with all of it yet, but it obviously is a vehicle, right? You can pilot it around. You can stay in there for about half a day before you need to come up for water or for air. I mean, it has claws. You can stick the
see
claws
that.
out and pull them in. You can extend them independently and hit things with them. You can turn it 90 degrees left and 90 degrees right. And it has windows that open. 2 on every side.
Wow.
And how much do you want for it?
Ooh. It's a tough question. Items such as this don't have much value.
Indeed, they don't. I reach into my.
Let me show you this. This is the coolest thing. And he reaches inside and pulls a lever, and these eyelid-like fixtures kind of rotate up and start emitting a bright light out for 30 feet.
Wow.
You can see in the dark with this thing. What do you have to offer?
I reach into my bag and I pull out a dragon tooth dagger.
Haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Indeed, far more useful than your garbage can.
It's not a garbage can. It's a vehicle for moving things around. Think of it like a horse-drawn wagon without needing horses. I bet you guys go through a lot of horses.
Well, yes, but the question is, what good is that doing you? Whereas this, and I just am twirling the dragon tooth dagger, around my fingers and such. This could be quite handy for someone like you. And I keep, flipping it around in my fingers.
I think that would make a good start. What else you got?
Start. Highway robbery is what you're proposing. Do you understand what this truly is?
Oh, I know quite well what that is. Yes. I don't know if I'd part with it if I were you, but that's the difference. That'd make a good start, though. That's for sure. What else you got?
I've got something clearly I know for certain you have never seen. And I reach into my bag and I pull out one of my puzzle boxes. And I pull that out in my other hand and I just am dancing it around in my fingers. And as I'm dancing the thing around, I solve it and it opens up in front of him. And then I roll my fingers again some more and hold it back out, and it recombines, and the sides and such mix all together.
Cool. Make me a persuasion roll while you're telling him the goodies of your puzzle box, Rubik's.
Persuasion. Cross your fingers, everybody.
Not too shabby. What is this? You are correct, sir. I've never seen one of these before in my life. This is quite unique. And it's magical, you say?
Indeed. Here, try to solve it. And I hand it over to him.
What do I do?
That is the mystery of the item. It requires quite a bit of magic to solve.
Oh, it's a trapped puzzle box. Clever. This, the dragon tooth, dagger. All right, so we're about 2/3 of the way there. What else you got?
2/3 of the way there.
I mean,
what else
surely you must want this to give up one of your prized possessions here. So, what else you got?
I reach into, I start rustling around in my bag, and I pull out I pull out a great club.
A great club. Well, those are ordinary, average, everyday sticks. They'll burn up down here. Look, it's already starting to smoke.
And I put it back in my bag. Oh, I know. I have one thing that you have not had in quite some time. I am certain. It is the nectar of the gods. You will not find anything finer. And I reach into my bag and I pull out a bottle of elven mead.
Ooh.
Or of Evermead.
Yeah, Evermead. Nice. Oh.
This is the drink of the gods. You will not find anything anywhere of this quality.
And where did you come across this? This must have a story.
Indeed it does. But I will not bore you with such trivial things as to my dining with the gods, and I will leave that to your imagination.
But the story is part of the joy of it. I love the story. The story makes the item much more valuable. How can I tell someone where this came from and sell it again? Should I not have a story to go with it, such as the one here? With this apparatus that you wish to buy, the story is the glory, if you will.
So how did you come upon the apparatus? Who did you get it from?
I got it from a gentleman who said he got it from a gentleman who was doing some explorations on the plane of elemental water. And they found some most unique items there. They found rocks on the elemental plane of water. Stone. It's not supposed to exist. It's all water. They found stones there. Stone. Those stones were linked back to some of the most early dwarven weapons ever. And the rumor mill began that the dwarves flooded that plane once they had mined it completely of all of its usable stone. They flooded it. The dwarven gods made it a plane of water. Yeah. And now we have the proof. Once they're exposed, those little dwarves will get what's coming to them. Yeah.
Who would want to punish the dwarves for that?
Perhaps the people that once called that plane home.
Those dragons we met had some beef with dwarves too.
Dragons? You run with
dragons?
dragons?
We have really cool friends. No big deal.
So this bottle came from a challenge that happened. We were out adventuring and we stumbled across a small hut. And inside that hut was a god sitting, enjoying his garden. And we approached. He invited us into his hut. And he challenged us to a simple game. All we have to do was to drink some tea and enjoy a cup of tea with him. We sat down, we drank the tea. And as we took that sip of tea, great stone walls came up and surrounded us and trapped us from within inside the building.
My goodness.
And he said, if you can escape this room, this prison, I will give you this. And he materialized this bottle of fine, fine wine. It was difficult. We struggled immensely. But with our cunning and our might, we were able to escape the room. The god was so enamored by our feats that he offered up this bottle in exchange for our parlance there in the tea room.
Interesting. Escaped a magical trap of gods. And your prize was merely a bottle of mead?
Indeed. What, you think we should ask for more from a god?
I would, but, that's me. I always ask for more. I'll tell you what, throw it on the table. Yeah,
I suppose that's
we'll
why
count
you run a shop here at the most prestigious market in the multiverse.
Yes, the most prestigious shop in the multiverse. I like the way you talk. Make sure you tell others that is where you got it. The most prestigious shop in the multiverse. Yes, that is my shop. Yes, indeed.
Does that mean the lobster thingy is ours?
Yeah, it's taking up a lot of space in my shop anyway. You can have it. Yeah, go ahead. I'll take these things.
Garo hugs the big thing. He's like, oh.
And it's
All
hot.
right.
It kind of singes Garo's fur a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, this is hot.
Donnar has a wonderful, awful idea. So I'm wondering if I could actually make a D100 roll as well and see what I can find.
Okay, go for it. Is Owen interested in that sword at all? Thinking about it still? Contemplating it? All right. Yeah, roll me a d10.
3.
A 3. Oh, Donnar, there is a beautiful harp laying on this table.
Sorry, is it the same merchant?
Yep. Sure.
Well, yeah. What can you tell me about that? I gesture to it.
Oh.
Not much of a musician, but I can definitely tell that there's something more to that item than simply making a sound.
It's one of a kind, in fact. You have a keen eye for that, I see. Yes, this is an Olma harp. However, not just any ordinary Olma harp. This is, like I said, one of a kind. It's the only one of its kind in existence. It comes with a variety of spells that any musician or any person who could play could have with it. This is one of the instruments of the bard, if you know what I mean.
Yes. I know several people who would kill, metaphorically and not metaphorically, for that, but unfortunately I can't play it. So, I'm very certain that you'll be able to, offload that for a great price to someone else, but I can't use it. And at that point, having looked around a little bit, I'm going to go get ready and see if I can find a place to take a long rest.
You have a tank. You can sleep in the tank.
I mean, honestly,
it has 10 hours of
air. A better idea than trying to get a room in the city of Rest.
I don't know. Do you think it has air conditioning? Because I hug the thing and it's freaking hot.
Like an oven.
I'm still not exactly sure how we intend to get this thing out of the city of Rest.
But
open all the windows. Kale has a plan for this.
Didn't you say they had windows that would open? You could open all the windows and let it air out.
Yeah.
But he probably wants us to at least move it somewhere. Something tells me that parking in the city is a real thing.
Yeah, I imagine that parking here is quite expensive.
I'm going to ask the merchant if he knows of a good sweet shop in town.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I'm going to ask him if he knows of a good arms dealer.
An arms dealer, eh? Yes. There's a few around. Some decent ones. Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff, though.
I'm sorry?
Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. Most of the unique items I tend to try to get a hold of beforehand. Is there something specific you're looking for?
Yeah, Donnar, I thought I had all the arms we needed. Here, punches. Punch.
Did not positively laugh at that, but it's just I'm shall we say not fit to wield a sword, to swing a club, etc. I've gotten by mostly by magic, but there are limits to magic, and it's also, you know, my enemies expect, they foresee that I purely attack with magic. So if I were able to have a weapon that I could wield that didn't require great physical prowess, that would be something. That would be something that would be of interest to me.
Something perhaps like a mace or a rod.
A rod would be interesting. Trying to think of.
And you're... I wouldn't normally bring this out in public, but I happen to have this rod. And lays this flanged-headed rod. It's double-ended on the desk.
All right. What exactly is it? Like, what exactly does it do?
It has 6 buttons, if you will. Each one of them does a thing. I haven't pushed them because I'm afraid of what they'll do. I don't know exactly yet, but I imagine they do something pretty interesting. Well, actually, there is one. This one. Watch this. Check this out.
Donar's going to back up just in case.
Yeah, and he kind of hops over the desk and puts the rod on the ground, and he pushes the 4th button down, and the rod shoots up in the air 50 feet, and like climbing spikes shoot out of the sides of it as it goes up. Look, a 50-foot climbing rod. Look, you could just climb over the walls of the castle if you wanted to. Look how easy this worked. And he pushes it again.
That is really neat. I want this. Can we get this too, Donnar?
I mean, if you wanted to buy it, I certainly wouldn't be opposed to that.
Well, just imagine, what if we had a really tall wall to jump over? I mean, I'm pretty good at getting over walls, but...
How much for the rod?
Well, I don't know.
You can even use it like to spring me up high. Oh, wait, I can fly. Still.
Tell you what. I did just find this on a dead guy. So don't have a lot of investment in it.
That's a lot more straightforward than the last magic item story that we heard.
Yeah.
I like it. Found it on a dead guy.
I reach into my bag and I pull out another puzzle box. This one is a completely different shape, and I dance it around in my fingers. I hold it up and I spin it between my fingers and say, this one is special. This box I have yet to open and discover the secret of what's inside. This one, and I just keep dancing it between my fingers, I'm willing to trade this for the rod.
I think it will it will take a bit more than that, actually. Probably closer to 50,000 gold pieces for this one.
Woo! Garo lets out
See, it doesn't take up nearly as much space as that one. But,
I reach into my bag and go, Donnar, do you think we should get it?
Probably not.
Oh. But it takes up so much space in my bag.
Curiosity. Sorry, I'm not exactly sure what Tara is playing out here.
I'm implying that I've got 50,000 in my bag.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It could come in useful sometime. I mean, who knows what those other buttons do?
Yeah.
One of a kind, too, right? Right?
yes, one of a kind as well. Not only does it have the 6 buttons, it also has 3 additional properties. Let's say you were to hit someone with it. I don't know why you would when it does all these other cool things, but let's say you just had to hit somebody with it. Then there's a possibility that whatever damage you do, you could take from them in life and give to yourself.
Wow.
Could also paralyze an enemy at times, or just make them afraid of you and they'll perhaps run away.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that.
It's very useful. I got in a jam once. I was in an alley and these hooligans tried to rob me, and I pulled the rod out, and it scared them so hard they wet themselves and ran away. It's quite funny. Funny story, actually. Beneath the ground that you're standing on, you feel this deep rumbling. It's almost musical.
I'm gonna look around and not specifically say this, but give an impression of what is going on.
Oh yeah, that's been happening for a while now. Not sure what's going on, but we've been hearing it for a while. It's almost like a horn blowing. It's become more constant lately.
All right. Hearing that, Donnar is going to I was gonna say, all right. I've had. I think I've spent enough time looking through these markets. I have to be rested in order to get us out of here. So I'm going to. We bought the apparatus. I'm going to go open up the apparatus, close the apparatus behind me, and start taking a long rest.
So not buying the rod?
Not buying the rod, or at least other party members can negotiate for it, but I'm not going to put. I'm not going to participate in that discussion.
Okay.
Because I feel like I don't have time.
All right. You hang out inside Krabby here. We'll try to figure out how to open the window so that the Donnar doesn't cook like a clam.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, it's I was debating going to the arms dealer and getting seeing if they had anything interesting, but I can cast spells, and I also need to get you out of here because none of you. I don't think any of you can get out of here without my help.
Yeah, I have no idea how we get out. How we get out
you
of here.
could probably buy a plane shift scroll, and I had ideas of tracking down the Efri who teleported us and throwing him the piece of paper just as a I'm almost impressed. Almost.
I could banish everyone else to the home plane, but I don't know if I could banish myself to the home plane.
Doesn't work on yourself.
Doesn't work on yourself, yeah.
And I don't know where we would end up in our home plane either.
Yeah, so I can get us to a specific place.
Well, then that sounds like our best bet. You just try to rest, and we'll figure out a good place where to park this crab for the night. Maybe an alley somewhere.
Also, since Teo's plane touch, I don't actually know what his home plane is.
Is it possible for us to find a place to just park our crab for the night and use it as our rest spot?
Yeah. As long as you can figure out how to manipulate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could spend a little bit of time messing around with it.
Yeah. So I guess what do we need to roll to?
There are how many levers? If you look it up, it's the Apparatus of Qualsh.
Yeah, but it's just, like, if I look it up, it tells you how it works. So, like,
Yeah, I mean,
I've read
I'm not worried about it.
Description.
Yeah.
I think Teo
It
would be
comes
the
with an
one.
owner's manual.
Yeah, it comes
Teo
with an
will
owner's
figure it
manual.
out.
Yeah.
Good.
It comes with an operator's manual. It tells you how to operate the thing. There are a lot of levers. There are 10 levers. You just figure out, like, clunkily. You can kind of, it's comical, but you can figure out how to
10 levers is what? There's a lever for each leg.
Like,
Is
do you
you're
want me to
reading,
read you what they do?
yeah, if you're
Or-
reading the manual, lever 1, the legs and tail extend, allowing the apparatus to walk and swim if you push it up. If you pull the lever down, the legs and tail retract, reducing the apparatus speed to 0 and making it unable to benefit from any bonuses to speed. Lever 2 opens window shutters forward and closes window shutters forward. 3 opens the windows on the sides, 2 on each side. Pull it down and it closes them. So basically whatever goes up, the opposite occurs when you pull the lever down.
Absolutely
I'm reading the
fantastic.
instructions now.
Yeah. So you're kind of reading the instructions. You're like, interesting.
If we
Yeah.
can find a shady alley, we might not cook inside it when we're resting.
Well, if we have 10 minutes, I think Donnar can maybe put together one of those nice little shelter places that he has made for us. Those were quite pleasurable to sleep in. I got some of my best sleep in quite a while inside one of those.
I could probably do that, but I don't know if I could fit the apparatus inside it. The other thing I'm looking at, the apparatus is an armor class of 20 and 200 HP. So
Yes.
we might actually be able to, like, hide in this thing and fight dragons.
Trojan horse a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krabby's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be a
just
real
need to
champ.
like swap out the arms and put like rocket launchers on it, and then we're all set.
And
You
the
need to
armor-
find a gnome that can outfit this thing with like flame swords or something.
Yeah, I mean, this
The
is,
armor
sort of,
class is
this
also-
is one of the reasons I was like going to look to the arms dealer. It's like, do you have any giant ballista?
The armor class in this thing is also 20. It's higher
Yeah, it
than
has
9,
20
so
armor
I
class
can
and 200
sit
hit
inside
points.
this thing with the windows open and just blast from inside of it through the ports.
I love it. I mean, honestly, you and Teo both could probably benefit from being inside
Yeah,
this thing.
probably.
Imagine if you can open
We
the
have
windows.
ourselves the tank.
All you have to do is rotate it so that you can shoot outside and you're
Well,
golden.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's windows on every side of it, so we can just open the windows we need.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's
I have a feeling that stuffing Garo in there might get a little uncomfortable, so we'll mostly admire it from the outside.
let's use this as
Better
an
so we
opportunity to take a quick break while y'all get kind of situated
Alright,
with the
So can you just say,
apparatus.
like, I'm going to cast Tiny Hut. We are going to take a long rest.
Yep.
And then after that, Teo, you claim that you have a way to like put this somewhere where we can keep where it will teleport with us.
Well, I can reduce its weight by by an eighth. So reduce its weight 8 times. So it would make it pretty.
It would weigh 62 pounds.
Yeah,
I could
and
carry that.
That's
We can
easily
certainly-
carryable.
exactly. We should be able to carry that, and then it's just,
Strap
it
it
be-
to Garo's back, and
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be no problem.
All right. So we will do that, and then after that, I will cast. I'm gonna put the specific spell just so you know.
yeah.
This is Word of Recall. And the way this works is me and up to 5 willing creatures within 5 feet instantly teleport to a previously designated sanctuary. So remember, when we went to the Temple of Bahamut in that town, I set this up. This
In
is
Waterdeep.
why I set
Yeah.
this up. Yes,
In
in
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
Yep.
I set this up so that if we were in a jam, if we were stuck somewhere, if we needed to go home, I could cast this spell. It has one action cast and only verbal components, so I can you can get it off really fast. and instantly teleport everyone home. But I can also do this here and get us out of the elemental plane of fire.
Well, pretty glad we had you along.
Yes, this
Not
does
just
take my
a-
6th level spell slot, but don't have any other plan. Don't have any other ways that we could do this.
Unless we want to live here in the city of Brass, we should
Yeah.
probably do
I mean,
that.
you probably could buy like passage to the material plane, but you would end up wherever you would end up.
Yeah, obviously. Cool. All right, yeah, we'll say all that occurs during the
Okay.
break, and then when we get
So
back, we'll
we
pick
and
up.
our tank teleport into the Temple of Bahamut. I, give many thanks to the person who runs the temple for letting me use it as a sanctuary.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get back
Garo
from the break.
runs outside because he needs to get out of this place with the tank before the spell runs out. And I will, I'll explain to the.
All of that hilarity will ensue when we get back from the break.
All right.
Trust me, it
See
will
you
be
then.
hilarious. We'll be right back, folks.
Ready.
All right, everybody, we are back here at United Adventure Company doing some Dungeons and Dragons today. And we are at the city of Waterdeep, inside the temple to Bahamut. You have just come here from the city of Brass on the elemental plane of fire. Returning.
Which I imagine is a bit of a shock. Just literally instantly, poof, teleported back into the material plane. Like, the temperature shift is quite drastic.
It is, indeed. You know that time is of the essence for a couple of reasons. One, you have an enlarge reduce spell that's about to time out, and then it's going to crush Garo with this backpack crab tank thing that you guys bought. And two, you really need to get word to the Council of Waterdeep as to everything that has happened since your last meeting with them.
Yes.
It's been
So,
quite some time.
Yes, I'm going to, sincerely thank the person who runs the temple. I'm going to say, I have many words for you, but there was no time to explain. And I'm going to head out of the temple.
Awesome.
And hopefully bring Garo and his tank.
Yep, I'll bring it along and maybe find a good place to stash it while we're busy. Someplace safe. Maybe with Master Leosin or anywhere else where we have
Yeah, hi, Master Leosin. We have a tank. Can you keep it for us?
That's probably the first person I would report to anyway. And he would.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
As a member of the Harpers, I'm sure that they could look after the tank while we address the council and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. They'd be more than happy to do that for you, Garo. And yeah, you tell Master Leosin you need to get with the council. He rushes off to gather the council. He says, we'll have them assembled tonight. You all look weary from your travels. Welcome home. And
I hear that's a good campaign, too.
yeah, see what I did there? Plug for next Saturday. So, what are y'all going to do while you wait for the council? Anything in particular?
I'm going to go back to the temple of Bahamut and give the priest there a rundown of exactly what happened. It's like we were abducted into the city of Brass, so we needed to use the word of recon.
Hang on a second.
And
I'm just gonna get I want to get a kind of a round table. Who's doing what, so I can make a plan here. So you're going back to the temple. What about Garo, Teo, and Owen?
I'm gonna have Garrus stick with Master Leosin and the Harpers, just kind of awaiting the next council session and also answering any questions that he has. Maybe showing off some of my new skills.
Okay.
Owen's sticking around with the Harpers as well.
Stick around with the Harpers as well. Are you showing off your new skills?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. There's a couple of show offs over there for that. And then what about Teo? What's Teo doing?
I had to see a man about some armor. 4 sets of dragon scale armor that I had made. I want to make sure that they get completed and have them to distribute, shall we say.
Okay, right on. Yeah. And remind me, that was all paid for?
So
was that, I forget. I don't have my notes with me.
I went ahead and deducted 1,600 gold for it.
Right. Okay. I thought you had, but I just wanted to double check. Cool. We will start there. Doesn't really matter where we start. As you get those suits of armor from him, he does have them all ready. He offers to fit yours for you if you'd like.
That won't be necessary. I'll hold off on that for now. I'll just take these for now, and thank him for his efforts. They will go a long way towards helping the cause.
Okay. And he thanks you for all that you're doing and hands you the bundle of armors. Actually pretty light for what they are, for as bulky as they are. And as you head back, we'll jump over to Donnar. You are at the temple, right?
Yes. I go to the temple head, who I sort of brushed off as like, sorry, no time to explain, and say, all right, now there is time to explain. So first of all, wanted to say apologies for teleporting in here unannounced, but we have some important information. I believe you were informed that we headed over to the Mage Tower in search of the Blue Dragon Mask.
Yes.
We located what we perceived to be the mask, but it appears it was a very convincing fake. Which
wonderful.
Normally would make it a waste of time. However, a blue dragon attacked the town and demanded we cough up the mask in exchange for, in exchange for him leaving.
And you did so?
Yes, we did. Which I'm beginning to see, like, I'm not sure if was the right decision, but I am certain that it was a fake mask, so I'm not worried about that. And I don't know if we were in the position to kill the dragon at that moment, especially, like, we probably could have fought him. There's nothing we could have done to prevent him from just leaving and razing other villages. Whereas in this case, hopefully, he will return post-haste to wherever they're summoning Tiamat from, and then be killed when they discover that he's brought them a fake mask.
Yes. I'm sure you did the best you could, given the circumstances, given the information at hand. I'm sure you did the best you could. No worries.
Yes. But it seems like they're getting close. The actual Blue Dragon Mask is out there somewhere, and I haven't heard any information about the other masks, which leads me to believe the worst.
Yes, we've all heard the Drakhorn sound once again here just yesterday. So
yes,
the thought is they have acquired them all.
I heard it in a place where I wasn't expecting to. We were abducted into the elemental plane of fire, and still heard it there.
Interesting. Well, that is an interesting story, I'm sure. Yes. How did that happen?
So-
did you abducted? You say?
Yes, there were in the wizard's tower. There was an Ifrit, and the Ifrit was very angry, and it didn't necessarily attack, but it made a bargain for its freedom that it immediately broke.
Yes, they're known to do
Plane
that.
shifted us. Plane shifted us into the city of Brass, which I suppose could have been worse.
Yes, I suppose. It
But-
could have been.
That is the reason why we had to teleport back here rather than coming back here in conventionals.
I see.
So,
Well, at least you weren't in a fit of being attacked and almost down and beaten. So that's a good thing.
yes. Although I fear that something like that may be in our near future, but this can't be avoided, and I am prepared to take the fight to Tiamat, since it doesn't seem like we have many other options.
Does not, indeed. And about that time, a young page comes trotting up and tugs on your arm and hands a note to you.
I'm going to open it and read it.
Due to current circumstances, meeting location changed, and there is a kind of a location that you're familiar with outside the city. Kind of.
That's a bit odd, but I suppose I will turn to this and say, it seems I'm being summoned to meet with the Council of Waterdeep and explain what's been going on, and I will heed the summons. So I wish you the best, and hopefully I will be able to come back here in a little bit and under slightly more friendly circumstances. But evil doesn't rest, and so neither will I. I'm going to thank him and head to where I was being summoned.
Right on. And Teo, similar occurrence for you as you're headed back to meet the rest of the party.
Yeah. Can I ask the page, actually, what happened to the original meeting place?
I don't know. It's just I got asked to deliver this note.
All right. And I'm going to go look, and I'm going to head to the to where we're being summoned, and then presumably ask someone there.
All right. And then with Owen and Garo, similar situation there at the Harpers. A message is sent saying that the location has been changed, and you are asked to meet at this new location.
Sounds like something happened. I wonder why. I believe it was the Harpers, and specifically Leosin, who were going to hook me up with the bracers of defense. Have those been located yet or produced?
Yes, they have. And before you head out, he hands them to you and says, "Here, my promise to you was to get you these. So hopefully you
Master,
don't need them, but should you, you now have them."
I can't thank you enough. These are definitely going to come in handy, and Garo will slide them on
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
as he heads, with Owen and probably Leosin to this meeting place.
Yeah, Master Leos, I'll be there. I'll see you there. I have a few things
All
to
right.
finish up first. And then, so you all head out. Take it everyone is going to the new meeting place. It's a small farm outside of town. One known to you all. It's one of the larger small farms. Inconspicuous, kind of off the beaten path, but close enough to town to make sense. And as you arrive, there's a woman outside the barn that you are asked to meet at. You've never seen her before. Until you remember, I think you've never seen her before, then you remember that actually she was at the last council of Waterdeep. Remember, her name is Ryan Nightshade. If you recall, she was a member of the Black Network. And she was seated at the table as a special advisor to Lord Neverember. Perhaps you remember her.
Yes.
And she approaches and, thank you for coming. I apologize for having to send that note, but I needed to speak to you privately. Please, come inside.
All right, but I've already. Donnar doesn't say anything and says, "All right, what?" And we'll come inside. But I've already been duped today, and I have a feeling that I might be about to be duped again.
Yeah, you're on guard for sure.
Yes.
And she says, let me explain my position here today is that of the emissary of Xantharum and of Xantharum's interest in the current affairs. I really dislike doing the dirty work of other factions, but the Black Network is willing to act immediately and unflinchingly if you can help. We would like agreeable terms for Xantharum's support. You see, Xantharum has a keen interest in one magical tower that you seem to have recently liberated from the clutches of the cult of Tiamat. And
Go on.
now that the tower technically is under the protection and ownership is being discussed by the council of who's what, I am here to deal directly with you. See, you may not know this, but you have a claim to the tower by right of conquest. You were the ones that cleared it. You were the ones that drove the dragon away, as all the villagers said. You were the ones that took care of every cultist there and released the Apparatus, and all of the elementals have vanished.
How did you know that?
Well, the stories have been told. The word has spread through the village that they can now come and go into the tower freely.
I mean, we certainly drove off a dragon. We dealt with the cult. We did release an Apparatus, but like that Apparatus never talked with anyone else. No, there's no way that anyone would know that.
I might have told Master Legacy, and
Oh, sorry. Did you tell Master Larison that?
Yeah, I told him.
Okay, never mind then.
Did you tell anyone anything?
Like, I haven't told anyone here. I mean, like, I told the head of the temple we teleported to, but it's strange to me that word would get out that fast that we freed an Apparatus, because nobody would know that who we didn't specifically say.
Well, word spreads fast in Waterdeep. What can you do?
I know.
The council knows many things, and the council has, shall we say, not always protected the information to the best of their ability. What the council knows, they know as it happens in a lot of ways. But regardless of how I know these things, you have a right of ownership to that tower. Free and clear, it is yours. Now, the council is probably going to want to divide that tower into pieces and each take a little bit and own it for themselves. You know how these types are. But you have no need for a tower of such.
Yeah, I wasn't really exactly planning on retiring there. It's kind of a creepy tower.
So if you are willing and interested, the Xantharium are willing to purchase your share of the tower for 50,000 gold pieces. And a potion of greater healing, a potion of frost giant strength, and a scroll of earthquake. How about that?
What do you intend to do with it?
We're going to use it for our network. I don't know what the Xantharium. I'm here to negotiate the deal. I don't care what they do with it, honestly.
Do I know? Do I know much about the Zim theorem? Like something that I could roll to maybe gain insight into?
Yeah, you may know something. They're
like a black network. They kind
they're
probably
a
go
network
through
of like merchants, mercenaries, and the sort.
they probably sometimes go through the sewers on their business. So Garo hears things, sees things.
Yeah, you've heard of them. Typically, they're people that Teo would hang out with.
Roguish types. Yep. That's
Fine, upstanding citizens.
right. Yeah. Well, they know how to get things done. That's for sure.
So you're offering some gold, a few other items in exchange for the Mage Tower.
For your claim to the Mage Tower. That way the Xonthal can make their own claim. If you sell your claim to them, then they can make the claim for their part, and the council, well, they'll be stuck.
I mean, I would be fine with that as long as this isn't a secret deal.
Well, it won't be once you tell the council that you've sold the tower when you report to them later. Right? It will no longer be a secret. You could just tell them, well, we got an opportunity. We sold the tower. We conquested it. We needed the money to pay for our adventures and for the costs against the war. We had to buy things to support our battle, and we needed the money, so we had to sell the tower. Sorry.
Yeah, but just I feel like if we need money for equipment to fight a war that could end the world, we don't have to sell a tower for that. But I don't know.
And I assume your assistance in this matter with the dragons.
What assistance?
Yeah.
And what dragons?
What do you mean, what dragons?
This is a cash deal. There are no strings attached, no additional. It's
Well, I don't
cash
know much about
for
real
the tower.
estate, but it seems pretty low to me.
Well, what do you suggest? I'm offering 50,000 gold pieces.
Sorry, would I know, have they already, are they part of the council? Have they already, everyone in the council pledged that they would aid in the war. Is this group part of the council?
No.
Seems like they've been to some of the meetings, so they may be influenced.
Yeah.
So,
what I think we should insist on is, they join the council as official members. They might, they probably would want to do that to be able to negotiate their position anyway. And in that joining, every member of the council has pledged to assist, in the war against Tiamat, and that would be required as well.
something tells me they wouldn't be very well accepted on the council.
Why?
Well, because they're a shadowy organization of underworlders.
What are you trying to say there, young girl?
The Mage Brotherhood was accepted, weren't they?
I'm just saying.
The Arcane Brotherhood, I think was the name. Aren't they on the council?
If they're not already a member of the council, there's probably a reason why.
Sorry, just a DM question. The Arcane Brotherhood is on the council?
They're not on the council. They joined the alliance.
Okay. But it's I don't really, I could not care less about a silly magic tower. I actually think that there are certainly things I could figure out to do with 50,000 gold. But I feel like this doesn't need to be a transaction, considering we're all about to fight a battle that could be the end of the world.
But it would be helpful to have their assistance.
It would be helpful to have their assistance. So, maybe, It's like, maybe we should delay this negotiation until after the end of, like, possibly the end of the world, because, I mean, I suppose neither 50,000 gold nor a big tower would help you very much at the end of the world.
Yes, but in the meantime, the council squabbles ownership, the cult retakes the tower, no one's there to defend it, and then they have another foothold and a stronghold, and they can start rebuilding. Whereas right now, it is set empty, unguarded, except for a few villagers that we have our own influence on, and they're keeping an eye on it and keeping us informed. But time will run out.
Is this one of the matters that's going to be discussed at the actual meeting, which I presume is happening?
No.
Sounds like it, yeah.
This
Sounds like they want to.
Yes, they'll want to discuss what's happened with the tower and who's going to get what pieces of it, but you don't have to get caught up in that. I know politics are not your thing. Just I'll deal with Neverember on that, and we'll 65,000 gold pieces.
I kind of want to take this deal.
I was thinking closer to 100.
I do not have the authority to go that high.
How high is your authority?
75,000 gold pieces. And the potions and scroll that I mentioned. Which, if you add those up, there's considerable, probably another 5,000 gold pieces in value.
Sorry, you have a scroll of Earthquake?
I have one readily available, yes.
I actually think we should do this.
Let's do it then.
Alright, so for 75, I will allow Teo to negotiate this because you know how to do that, but I would be willing to take this deal. I want a potion of Frost Giant Strength. I want a scroll of Earthquake. I want gold that I could spend into upgrading our tank. I was like, like how much money would it cost to install cannons onto the top of the tank?
Well, first you have to find an artificer.
Yes, I assume there are some in Waterdeep.
I imagine.
Garo is
Find a gnome and ask them where to look.
Yeah.
Garo's definitely shady enough to take this kind of deal. So if y'all are feeling it, I think we
Donnar,
do.
this isn't the kind of thing that Donnar would want to do, but the end of the world is at stake. And when the end of the world is at stake, Donnar is willing to bend things a little bit.
I will tell you
I mean,
this,
all that gold is good as, resources for us in our fight. So I say we take it.
Yeah.
and it keeps the tower out of the hands of the cult once again, because they're going to regroup. They're going to come back.
Another good point.
The dragon will only stay gone so long.
Yes. And you presume to be able to defend it against the cult?
I know how to talk to dragons.
That's not suspicious.
Their desires aren't much different than man's. Power, money, influence. Everyone has a price. Seems yours is 75,000 gold.
Well, and an aversion of the end of the world.
No guarantees, but we'll work on it.
It's like, the thing that they just said made me significantly less likely to be wanting to do this deal. But it's like, maybe you should learn to keep your mouth shut. I'm not going to say that. But it's like, with 75,000 gold pieces, we could hopefully rush job retrofit this apparatus of and actually get really good weapons. We could get equipment.
Yeah, you're our moral compass, Donnar. So I think if you're saying do this, then we're probably all in as well.
Yeah, it's like, why do I have to do this? But I don't want to see the end of the world, so I vote that we take them up on the 75,000 gold, and we retrofit this apparatus with the best technology we can get.
Think we'll have time for all that? I'm not saying it's not a good idea, but we probably have to pay quite a few artificers.
Probably. There are certainly ways that we could quickly spend 75,000 gold that would give us an advantage.
Honestly, I don't care how you spend it. And she'll whistle over her shoulder. In the back door of the barn comes 4 guards, kind of guardy looking people. 2 sets carrying large chests, iron padlocks on them. They look very heavy.
So I'm gonna turn to Teo and say, we take the deal?
I think we should take this deal. Indeed. I already have a summer home. It's got some beautiful tapestries on the wall.
Yeah.
Good hunting in the area, too.
Yes.
Yes. And she opens up her jacket that she's wearing. She pulls out a interesting looking creature. It's a winged snake. She folds a little scroll up, sticks it in a scroll tube, caps it, and whispers something to it, sets it free. It takes off, flies out the back carrying whatever message she just sent away. And she says, "Thank you very much. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Remember, you sold the tower to Xonthal, not to me. My name shall never be said in the council. Remember that."
All right. Easy enough.
Thank you.
I'm also going to go take the scroll of earthquake and the potion of frost giant strength.
She hands you the key to the padlocks, and everything's there.
I'm going to open them up. I'm going to take the scroll of earthquake, and I'm going to put it... I'm going to get it ready, because I can actually cast this spell.
Well, boys, have you ever spent 75,000 gold real fast? Because that's what we got to do.
I mean...
Sounds pretty fun to me, but...
we'll see. I do think that if we can, we should spend this money, modifying the apparatus. But
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Man, if we could go back to the city of brass, we could probably get this done.
Nice.
But yeah, I think we should ask around. And the 2 things that I think we should get is I don't think we needed to swim that much. If it could fly, that would be really helpful. And then some sort of mounted ranged attack, a ballista or something that it could fire to shoot. I don't know, a dragon.
Yeah. I think that's all.
Call it a hunch. We might have to fight some.
Those are all great ideas. I guess we should probably get to the actual council meeting, though.
Yes.
Yes. Obviously, this was a ruse to draw you out of the city to make this deal. Obviously, not a council meeting. This could not have taken place inside the city of Waterdeep.
Shady dealings, yeah. I mean,
you know,
we deal with the Freedy, we deal with shady underworld people. We're trying to save the world here.
We're trying to save the world here. And Donnar is literally telling himself that as we walk back in his line, trying to save the world here.
And
you're justifying this.
I am justifying this, yes, because I am fairly certain that we did not sell it to the morally upstanding people. But trying to save the world.
Garo's telling all sorts of sewer stories about things he's heard about the theorem, and some nasty stuff.
And as you get back, the council is all seated. They're at their usual council meeting space, and as you walk in, say, "I thought you had been here sooner. You were summoned quite a while ago."
Yeah, there was a complication.
As there is at times, yes. Please tell us of your conquest. We hear you were very successful at Xonthal's tower.
Successful is an interesting word. We went there for one thing, and it wasn't there. We liberated the tower. We murdered every cultist inside. We obtained the blue dragon mask. But it was a fake.
Oh, a groan across the council. Is a fake? Murmurings. What? A fake? How could that be?
Yes. The person who summoned us there was found dead, so my assumption is that he didn't know it was a fake. So I don't think that we specifically were tricked. I think that he was I think that he was either tricked or he gave his life to keep the secret. But unfortunately, we do not have the actual Blue Dragon mask. One slight benefit is I believe that the cult does not have it either, because the Blue Dragon who was attacking the town, upon seeing that we had obtained the Blue Dragon mask, demanded we give it to him. And when it was granted after we knew it was a fake. He left. So our assumption is that he does not know, and the cult does not know the whereabouts of the real one if they sent a dragon after the mask in the tower, which means we likely have some time.
Some, perhaps. We did all hear the draghorn sound again on yesterday, and it's been an ever-present tone since. Just kind of drones into the background. It's very annoying, actually.
Have there been a lot more dragon attacks?
There have been quite a few, yes. We're beginning to worry for the safety of our town here, and in fact of Waterdeep. They've been getting closer and closer. We also received a strange message from a strange group. We wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Go
on. The message comes from Sazas Tom. He seems to be a spokesperson for the Red Wizards of Thay.
I killed a few.
Killed their up and rising leader Rathmaldar early on in this conquest. However, apparently someone new has taken his place. Nylimich, I believe. They are requesting an audience. The message reads as such. We found ourselves bound in common cause against common enemies. Those who sought to destroy us in ages past now seek to destroy you. Our thirst for vengeance is strong, as is your thirst for continued life. Our enemy has become your enemy. We know their weaknesses and the ways of destroying them forever, without destroying their usefulness. You have the opportunity to discover their hiding places in your struggle against cult allies. Together, we can remove them as a threat to us both. Our agent, Nylimich, will be received in the city of Waterdeep, there to serve as our liaison to your council. What you learn of the enemy, she shall relay to us by means of our own, and you need only find the enemy. We will deal with them as is our custom. I am authorized by our eternal master to say these things, for I act in his name. What are your thoughts? Should we...
I mean, my first thought is, I've made too many deals today. My second thought is, I'm almost appalled by their confidence, considering literally the army of Bahamut didn't claim that they could destroy the cult on their own. And, right, like, I certainly know that the Red Wizards of Thay are a powerful organization, but the confidence with which they claimed that they, acting on their own, could eliminate the cult of Tiamat, I almost find, reckless. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe that's why I liked it so much. They sound confident. That definitely persuades me a bit.
Should we hear them out at least? Perhaps receive this...
I think we should.
This messenger? Share a little bit of information. Tell them what we get. What do you think?
Yeah, it strikes me as odd, because surely they must know that fighting the cult is incredible. Surely they must know what the cult is. They've worked with them before.
The Harper's delegation, you can tell, is in deep conversation with one another.
Yeah. Also, is there a representative from the Court of Dragons here? Just out of curiosity.
This is the fourth Yes, you would see them here.
Okay, just Donnar was curious, but it's just like it seems to me like they have an undue level of confidence in their ability to be successful in this. I am a little bit worried about that, but I'm willing to hear them out if they have, if they really think they can do this. But
Donnar, you're always worried. It'll be fine. If they get out of line, you know what's going to happen to them. Garo flexes his fist with that scorpion claw tattoo.
like, I don't know. I definitely think we should at least hear them out. But I'm interested to see how they even intend to find success against the cult of Tiamat.
Sounds like they have a lot of knowledge about this kind of thing.
They do, but that's not good enough. In any case, are there any other matters that the people want to discuss, or shall we jump to?
Y'all agreed that we should at least hear them out.
I think we should. Yes.
What did say the council?
Do you think we shouldn't? Do you have reservations as to why we shouldn't?
And several actually do have reservations. The Order of the Gauntlet, the Emerald Enclave, Conrad Bromwell.
All the lawful ones.
Yeah.
And good ones.
Older Raven Guard, and Sir Istravel, they all have their reservations. They're an evil wizard order. We don't need to be working with them. They could double cross us. All the standard, stereotypical, their evil bad stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they aren't, but
end of the world.
The old adage, the enemy of my enemy.
Yes. We could send you all there if you'd prefer, instead of bringing them here. It is quite the journey. It's over 2,000 miles.
Can you get us there quick?
Okay, so sorry. When they said, willing to see them out, there's not one of them here? They would have to get here?
All we have to do is let them know, and they will be here.
I see.
So, if we could come to it, then they could show up and, Or perhaps we set it up for another time. Or we just ignore them and
how much time do we have?
We could just ignore them and tell them we're not
interested
in their assistance.
We don't have any time. Dragons are out there on a rampage.
I think any advantage we can get is worth an exploration. And certainly a few moments of our time.
Oh, very well. Perhaps they can be here before the end of the meeting. On to other matters. The council began discussing before your arrival the ownership rights to the Xonthal's tower. You have defeated the cultists and drove them from there. The dragon has fled. Pretty much cleaned the place out from what we understand, yes?
For the most part, yes.
We've done better than that. We've even got it under protection.
Oh?
Yep. Nothing to worry about there. We made a deal with an organization that's going to keep an eye on the tower.
Oh, I see. And what organization is this?
Zentarum.
What? Why would you trust them?
We need all the help we can get. Simple as that.
And King Malandarch, he stands up. I cannot believe this treachery. You have gone and squandered any hope of a stronghold in that area that we may have ever had. They will use it against us. Mark my words, they will turn it against us. That evil, dark network of... all they want to do is move things around unknown. We don't even know what they're moving. That's why there are unknown things moving around.
Yeah. Well, if it's not about
looking a little bit confused as to what you're saying.
If it's not about the immediate apocalypse, then I'm not really too concerned about it, Mr. King. And Garo sort of like looks threateningly at him to say anything more.
The rest of the council looks disapprovingly as well. Not too happy with that. But
we're the ones who have the most dragon killing experience in this room, so I think you should trust our judgment.
Very well. We will for now. And I see that we have the support of the metallic dragon here. That's wonderful. We're happy to receive you. Thank you for your attendance. We hope that we are successful.
Do they say anything?
They just nod. It's let us now receive. I'm received a message. Ah, interesting. Let us now receive the member from the Red Wizards of Thay, shall we?
I just, what I know, is there like anti-magic stuff in this place? Like presumably this place is well guarded enough that he just immediately came in guns blazing, we would be able to stop him?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's not magic protected, but there are enough warriors around here that one wizard is not gonna be able to do a lot of it. Unless they pop in, fireball everybody, and pop out. I mean, in that case, you're done. It doesn't matter, right? If they're that good. Cool. And in comes this human female. Appears in the audience chamber where the meeting is taking place. And alongside appears with her 10 red wizards and 5 waits. All appear within the chamber. It is getting kind of crowded in here now. There's a lot of murmur and upset amongst the council. They are visibly shaken, some of them clutching themselves like in fear. And she goes on to say, "Hello, I am authorized by our eternal master, Zaztam, to say these things, for I act in his name. Greetings, welcome, and thank you for accepting our invitation to discuss. Please, let me tell you about what is known in our plot, of the plot to release Tiamat and the red wizards that are aiding in that plot."
So there are red wizards who are aiding in that plot.
Yeah, we met some of them.
Yes.
Pretty sure I punched at least 2 of them.
Not all red wizards are acting in that plot. Some of us are acting trying to stop that plot.
Yes.
Now,
would you, with the authority of your master, be able to recall the ones who are aiding?
Doubtful.
No, we cannot influence against their will. I mean, that's just not right. You don't do that to people. Now, a few ground rules, please.
Donnar is far from convinced by that response, but
before any further conversation should take place, I must remind you that my title and name must be used at all times. I am the Theracon, Ezra Yeth, and I carry with me the respect and honor of our great order, and therefore ask that I am granted that in this space. I will be asking some questions of you as well. Now, what is it that you believe to be true as of now? And we will start with you, the quiet warlock in the back.
What is it you wish to know?
What do you know about the current status of the plot to rise Tiamat?
Only what we have learned on our journey. The dragon cult has been gathering all the treasure and resources they can and have recently been searching for the dragon masks.
Right. I need you to make me a charisma check, please. Persuasion, if you have that as a skill in your repertoire.
I don't have it checked, but
All right. And you, the monk, Mr. Bugbear, I believe you may know of how many masks the dragons have at this time?
Right. The title is Theracon, was that right?
Ah, yes, thank you. It is, indeed.
I want to say 6, but I suppose I'm not entirely sure.
Ah, yes, they. So you know there are only 5 total. So of the dragon masks, there are only 5 in existence. So yes. Can you make a charisma check for me? Persuasion.
Sure. Persuasion, Garo's best skill. Oh, 19.
Okay. And then continuing with you, sir. Can you identify the location of the last known dragon mask? Where was it retrieved from?
That's also to Garo?
Yes.
Well, we found a fake one at the tower we just visited. But before that, we were looking for the white dragon mask, and I don't think we ever learned exactly. Well, actually, no, we had it, but they took it back. I was fighting.
Oh.
I remember. Now we were like fighting to hold on to it, but we just couldn't. Isn't that right, group?
I see you lost it. You lost it. Yeah, see, this is why you need our assistance. And you say there was a fake, and they recovered the fake? Now they can learn the location of the last. All they have to do is scry for it now that they know exactly what it looks like. You said it was a good fake.
Convinced the dragon.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's pretty good.
Now they can find it. Yeah, wonderful. Great. Fantastic. And Mr. Cleric, you are one that worships Bahamut, yes?
That is correct.
Wonderful. And what have your god done to help in this situation? Where is he now when his most fierce rival is being summoned from the depths of the 9 hells? Where is he? Why is he not here? You're so devout and true to your god.
His champions are here. One of them sits in this meeting right now.
Cool. Make me a persuasion roll, please.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not having to persuade her. I can literally point to this.
it has nothing to do with whether you're trying to persuade her or not.
Okay.
It's a mechanic of the conversation.
Persuasion.
Okay. And that is that and that. Okay. It's a mechanic for something else. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So his champions are here, you say, and you must be one of those champions. Otherwise, you wouldn't speak so confidently of him. What are your feelings on my brothers and sisters, the Red Wizards? Do you think we should join this fight? What?
I mean, if you do not, and we fail, what happens to you?
Well, probably the same thing that happens to you. Now, what should we do? Tiefling. You, sir. What should we do to prove to you all that we are indeed worthy of joining this alliance and fighting along your side? We wish for this cult to be crushed, for Tiamat to stay away. What do we need to do to prove to you that this might actually be beneficial for both sides?
I'm sorry. What did she request that she be titled?
Theracon.
There.
Eohann?
Yes.
Eohann.
And you can see she kind of stiffens and she even makes a comment. Well, somebody gets it.
And what was her question again?
What do they need to do as the Red Wizards of Thay to prove their loyalty to the Alliance, basically?
That is but an easy and trivial request. Fight along with us in seeing the defeat of this plot. Nothing much. No great demand is placed upon you. Nothing more than anyone else in this room has pledged to do.
I see. So nothing specific, just show up and fight. Yes? Make me a
Usually works for
roll.
us.
We have, Severin, we have told you what we know of this plot and this plan, but you have members of your, is it a guild or a society?
Yes.
Order, of your order, that are working in direct consort with the cult. What can you tell us of their plans?
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me so I don't forget. And she says, yes, a fair question indeed, kind sir. Thank you for the opportunity. We believe that the cult is yet on its way at this very moment to retrieve the final dragon mask, the true blue dragon mask. And they shall be returning to the Well of Dragons within the coming days. The ritual will then begin. Once the ritual has begun, if it is not interrupted, then Tiamat shall be brought forth. The ritual has several parts. There are 5 steps in the plan to bring back Tiamat. Assemble the great treasure hoard, which I believe you all know is already done. Gather an army of dragons and other evil creatures to defend the Well of Dragons. Again, already done. Capture hundreds of prisoners whose souls will power the magic that draws Tiamat. Done. perform the ritual that raises Tiamat at the Well of Dragons. About to begin. And the last is to sacrifice those said prisoners while performing the ritual so that Tiamat feels the energy and is guided here from the 9 Hells. So, also about to happen in the coming days.
What you're saying is we have...
No. No, we do not.
Could you free all the prisoners? Like, you're a bunch of mages. If you, like, could you just teleport them all out of there? That would at least force them to go through the trouble of gathering them up again?
It would be difficult. We may be able to do some of them, but not all of them. Our numbers are just not that great. Plus, there are so many... we're a divided order. There are some that just would not go along with it. That shortens our ability to act. Now, what we can do is act from within and influence certain decisions, perhaps slow the process of starting the ritual by making sure things aren't there that are required, buy time, basically. We can do that, for sure.
Well, it makes sense to focus on what you can do best.
Farrakhan, what can you tell us of this ritual? What does it involve?
The playing of the Drakhorn. It involves a great spell being cast by the one calling forth for Tiamat's return, and the sacrificing of the prisoners while the ritual. So there's song and dance and prayers to Tiamat and calls forth. It's I'm sure you've seen the ceremonies in temples. It's very similar to that, but on a much grander scale. So think of the Well of Dragons as a giant temple to dragons, right? And all the dragons of the realm will be there. Well, all the bad ones anyway, and all the ones who want power and want to be saved by their queen shall be there, and all their magic shall be there. And then all those who follow those shall be there. Some of which may become some of the sacrifices. So the numbers are there. Even if we were to pull prisoners away, there's nothing to say that the dragons wouldn't just throw their own worshippers into the Well of Dragons as a sacrifice to make up the difference. So, you see the conundrum that we have. We can only do little things, but we can do them and do them well. We already have factions in place. All I ask is that we be accepted and be given an opportunity. Understand there's much mistrust between our peoples.
Like, I'm willing to raise the question to the council. Like, I don't consider myself to be the head of this council by any means. So, like, what is general opinion among the council?
Murmurs around that we should discuss. We should discuss more.
I mean, I'm perfectly happy to leave them to that.
Yes, and the Harpers are probably inclined to go along with their assistance, but
yeah, you kind of check in with the Harpers, you and Owen, and yeah, it sounds like they see the good to this, and in fact offer safe haven for the Theracon to spend the night while the council debates.
all right. Well, Garo knows that he's for it, but until they've discussed what they need to discuss, I guess we could go take care of some other business.
My vote is we put this to the council. And, literally the thing that they're here to do is to discuss what is best. And that's not my job. Like, that's not my area of expertise. So I will let the people whose job this actually is figure out whether this would be a good idea or not.
It might be their job, but I'm worried they're going to make the wrong decision. Hopefully the Harpers have enough sway to convince them.
Yes.
Awesome. So yes, the party is put up that night by the Harpers. Obviously, the undead are asked to, keep to themselves. And
Sorry, the undead?
or the waits. They're not. I guess they're not undead, are they? Are waits undead?
Yeah, I guess they kind of are like. That's what I usually think.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what you meant. Whites are undead.
Yeah, whites. Yeah.
Okay. When you said weights, I thought you meant like waiters, and I was like, oh, yes, they bring 5 white. No, 5 whites. That's something slightly different.
Yep. Dialects and accents. So, and gonna kind of move us along a little bit here, just in the essence of time. You all leave the council
Something we don't have
meeting.
enough of.
Yeah, the council debates. And that night, you all bed down, and you're comfortable.
Well, can I go bother an artificer?
By the time you
Or
get
is
out
that-
of the council meeting,
Okay.
it is late. That'll have to be another time. You head and bed down for the first good rest in your own bed that you've had for quite a while. And that night, each of you kind of, as you're dozing off, there's a vision of a pale red wizard standing in front of you just as you drifting into sleep. It says, "We have further questions for you." And I need each of you except Owen to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
That's okay.
Ooh, Garo.
Garo. And you know what? I think that is a really great cliffhanger to put it off on until next session. Hopefully next session we can wrap this up and get into the last little bit. We may have to go a little long next session. Is that going to be okay?
That
I
should
can probably
be
swing
fine.
it.
Maybe an extra hour or so. Just I
That
don't
should probably be
want to get to like an hour from being done and then have to come back for another hour. So hopefully we get through next session. That's the plan. So great time today, everybody. Awesome fun. Had a great time.
I'm sure you did.
I had a blast.
Yes, I can tell. I can tell.
Sounds like you guys see, I have some tricks up my old dungeon master sleeves.
Of course you do.
Been doing this for a while, so but hey, thanks so much for being good sports about it. And you ended up with something pretty cool out of the deal anyway. I mean, you got a tank.
Got a tank. Yeah.
How many D&D parties do you know if they get a tank? I mean, let's be real here. Oh man.
Pretty exciting. We're gonna trick it out too, so that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's going to do it, I guess, for us today for Tyranny of Dragons, Rise of Tiamat. Big thanks again to our Patreon supporters, Aaron, Nathan, Two Wolf Design. We love you all so very much. And Lord Thorin. I knew I was forgetting somebody out there. Can't forget him. He's our biggest Patreon supporter. You're not forgotten. I just saved you. Saved the best for last. And, got to throw it out there for you. But yeah, thanks so much to all of you for supporting us. And thanks again to Garcia Lopez for your recent subscription to the channel. Can't do this without our subs. So thanks so much for you as well. Make sure you join the Discord. Down in the comments are the links. If you have anything left to that you'd like to leave for us, make sure you do so in the comment field. Let us know what you thought of this episode. Go check out the entire playlist of the first season of Rise of Tyranny of Dragons, Hoard of Dragon Queen, where we traveled 1,000 miles in every session. And then come back and watch season 2 on this playlist of Rise of Tiamat. We'll be wrapping up in 2 weeks, so make sure you're here. We'll either start an hour early or go an hour late. We'll discuss that in the Discord and figure out what's what. But until next time, folks, we're the United Adventure Companies. This is the awesome crew right over here. All of these people, they're the ones that put this show together and make it what it is. I'm just the voice behind the magic. Until next time, folks, stay out of our dungeons. Goodbye, everybody.